All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bombastic Star League Season 10 Chobo League Group A. This is called Gates, and I'll be casting today with Shafir. Shafir, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Excited to see a bunch of PvPs.
Yeah,
Well, I think this group has 3 Protosses and 1 Terran, so we'll probably get a good amount of.
exactly.
And especially fun because I think I'm a little familiar with. I think I played all of these guys at least once or twice, so
Nice.
it should be fun.
So I've been curious about that. Do you think the Terran player is terrified because he has to fight 3 Protoss, or do you think he's happy because he only has to practice 1 matchup?
I think he's happy. I mean, definitely if you're preparing 2 or 3 matchups is a lot tougher than preparing 1. And then I think he has a pretty solid TVP. I played him a couple times. He's a very confident player. I think he'll like having been in this group, but I guess we'll find out.
All right. I figure without much further ado, let's just get into the games here. Actually, let me talk about BSL real quick in case nobody's heard about it. BSL is a great community tournament. This is the 10th season, so it's been around for a while. Somewhere I have something with the format. Let me see if I can do that. Very professional here.
Are you looking up the format for this stage here? Or?
Yeah, okay. So I have the format for the whole tournament. So when this comes around again, just about anybody can enter. There's a ladder stage where you compete, and then based on your standings and that, you get sorted into these 3 little kind of sub-tournaments here. Today we're casting the Chobo League, which is the lowest ranked. There's also Ghost League and Pro League. There was a Ghost League cast earlier today with Aggie. So anyway, this is just a great tournament. It's a great way to get the tournament experience, even if you're not super high ranked. And there's also a section of the tournament with really high ranked players, so it's just great all around.
I think they might need to add a 4th league. I mean, I think this season of BSL they had like 300-400 players. Wow. And all these guys in Chobo League are like 2,000 MMR, like strong players. When I saw the top of Chobo League, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, half of these guys were in Ghost League last season. I mean, not half, but like there's definitely a couple of individuals. Even when I played in the round of 32, the guy I lost to was in the Ghost League last season. So definitely a strong. Especially now that we're in the round of 16, definitely a strong group of players.
Yeah, we need like a Wood League or something.
Yeah, a Wood League, that's right. It'll be like Pokemon badges.
Exactly. So let me talk about this group. I think it's broken. Why is it broken? Anyway, so this group we have the 3 Protoss players, Gauss, Crane, and Jedi, and the 1 Terran, Radley. I know you said you've played it before, so we'll get into that when we get into the actual games. This is kind of like the GSL or ASL format with these groups here. So we have like the 2 pairs to start, and the winners, the losers in the final game. So 2 people are going to advance, 2 people are going to fail today. So let's see how that goes.
It's a great way to phrase it.
Exactly.
I think all 4 of these guys are really strong players, so I'm definitely excited. Yeah.
All right, and let's just get into game 1 here on Benzene. This is our PvP.
Good.
Start out.
Our first PvP of the night. Let's see how many we get.
I hope you like mirror matchups.
Despite what all the Terrans say, it is the best mirror matchup, PvP.
Oh yeah, I don't know why people hate mirror matchups, but anyway, here in the top right, sporting the BSL10 tag on his username, we have Gauss, Red Protoss.
And on the bottom left, we have Crane with the DM Team DM. I played both of these guys. Gauss. So Protoss players that play PvP come in a couple of different buckets. There's some that played, 1 gate robo and to expand like the honorable macro style, and then there's the others that'll make double gates and rush DTs. And Gauss is definitely of the second group. So I'm excited to see if he has anything tricky up his sleeve for Crane, especially on this 2-player map. And look, and there we go, Probe's already going up, but it's probably just put up the first pylon. But even this pylon positioning sort of indicates that he's going to be doing something a little more aggressive because it's sort of the ramp.
That is right. It saves you that just a couple seconds of walking time for each Zella, and that could really matter. That can absolutely make a difference.
Exactly, especially if you're doing a double gate. You're talking about a couple seconds for maybe 10 zealots. Let's see whatever.
Yeah.
However many Gauss decides to build. but we don't even know that he's going double gate. This is just based on what we've seen. Played with Crane a couple times. He plays a very standard one gate robo expand style. So let's see if there is anything aggressive. And you can see he's already looking through his base to see if there's any proxy shenanigans going on.
Let's see, it looks. Yeah, it looks like one gate. Yeah, he's getting that gas.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm excited to see him play this style.
Yeah.
And same for Crane. So we're gonna see some one gate gas styles.
Yeah.
Have you played this map at all?
I played it when it was in the ladder.
Well, what did you think?
I don't have too many strong memories. I know there's this thing on the cliff here with the buildings you can kill, and like people would like drop lurkers and tanks up there.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it'll matter today, like in this
Yeah. Definitely, especially in the PvP.
Yeah.
If only Protoss had some good units, but.
I mean, you can put like a storm drop up there, but like they only need to survive for one storm anyway, so it's not like a huge deal.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't even need to be up there. Probes die in like a half a second.
Yeah.
Both of them going Zealot for.
So Gauss actually not mining gas until just now. I don't know if that's a build or a mistake. I know there are builds where you change how much you mine gas, but we'll see what
yeah. I mean, I feel like if it was deliberate, he would have put the gas on at 12, but I think he put it down at 11, so it's probably a mistake.
Yeah,
he's probably not used to putting a gas, you know.
Yeah, he's like, what is this green stuff? I don't need this for zealots.
Like DTs aren't ready yet. You see Crane doing some harass on the gas. Not getting much done, but it's always good because you at least get one probe to get off of mining, and so always good to do.
It's gonna be a little bit before we see how people follow up.
Yeah, definitely. Important to see if a robo goes down here for either of these players, or if gates get added. So you see Gauss adding a second gate at 25.
Not too unusual.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a little confused because Gauss is at 25-25 right now. He hasn't started his next pylon, and now he just did, so he's going to be pylon blocked for a little bit.
Seems like maybe he's a bit thrown off. I know we've been joking about it, but like he put guys like gas. He's got the second gateway, and maybe he's like, oh no, I didn't get gas. I have too many minerals. Slate pylon, maybe he's a bit nervous or a bit thrown off by something.
Definitely. And you can see both of these guys positioning themselves on top of the ramp. Crane moving back.
Yeah, that is one thing about this map with these high ground pods, especially like right across these bridges. Like it's super hard to attack out that. You have to take away around if the armies are like more than 5 units.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of this map for pretty much any matchup as a Protoss. PvZ, you can't if the Zerg takes the high ground, you're both going through the these bridges, and then you go into high ground. With Terran, it's you have the thing behind your natural. Just a rough way to play.
Yeah, I think we saw that in the...
and against Protoss you get proxied. So
oh yeah.
That's right.
So we do see robos from both players. No second gateway from Crane yet.
Yeah, Crane getting that support bay. He's trying to do his Reaver crawl expand, which we see from a lot of Protosses.
Okay.
And
that has become more popular lately. Especially on this like relatively narrow choke point at the natural, so Reaver should be really strong for defense.
Definitely. It's definitely hard to break into this, especially if you have defender's advantage. You can have a wider arc, whereas you're going to sort of get bunched in. I think Gauss wanted to do some aggression off 2 gates, but missing that pylon now, he didn't get his 4 Dragoons in time. So I think he definitely wanted to do a little more aggressive stuff, but they have even army counts. But he does have 2 more Dragoons coming up, whereas Crane will only produce 1 at a time.
Crane trying to scout with his probe, but it does get caught by the goons here, so Crane doesn't have any intel on if there's an expansion or not. Looks like, Gauss actually throws down his expansion first, followed very quickly by Crane.
Yeah, they have similar expansion timings. Gauss got it first, but Crane is getting that Reaver out, which should pop out anytime now. And Gauss is about to press in.
But I think Crane should be fine.
Oh yeah, I definitely think he should be fine. He has this good arc. Not if he continues to take hits on these Dragoons though. So let's see. Crane really trying to...
Big hit with Serum.
Big hit.
Oh, there we go.
This push is gonna do nothing. Yeah, this is... Absolutely. If Crane is making the shuttle, he can actually probably push across, even if he is just on one gate.
Yeah, so a lot of units go down for Gauss here.
Yeah, Gauss definitely overextended a little bit. Once you see the Reaver and you're in that kind of a position, you have to back off.
Yeah. I mean, he only has 2 gateways. Like, maybe if he had 3 gateways, you could maybe bum rush the Reaver, but with 2...
Yeah, if he was doing something, like, more definitively aggressive, but he's expanding behind this. Like, he got the pressure. You saw this guy, you see the Reaver, you back off, you know. But you see Gauss throwing down 2 more gateways, so he's 3 more gateways. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Crane is just getting his 2nd gateway up.
Yeah, that could be a problem, especially because Gauss does have the tech for Reavers. I don't see one started yet. But, I mean, you know, if you have Goons and Reavers versus more Goons and Reavers, seems better for the more split.
That's true, but I mean, can he support this many gates this early?
5
There's a reason you don't do it.
Early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just pretty early for 5 gateways.
Yeah, 5 gate suites is all nice until you can't use them. You see, Gauss trying to hunt for that observer in the top middle. That observer is going to barely escape with his life.
Looks like he is going to intercept it here. But
yeah, I think it's definitely dead. He's going to see the gateways.
Yeah, Crane's going to see gateways. He never saw the ones by the ramp, so he might assume these are the first gateways and not the
That's true.
secondary
That's
gateways.
true. Well, he did get the initial probe in, didn't he? Or maybe I missed that.
Oh yeah, he did. It just wasn't on the video when I checked it.
Yeah.
So he is going to be aware there's more gateways. You have the Reaver getting in a shuttle here for Crane.
Crane did start shuttle speed, and that's something he definitely likes to do a lot with that shuttle aggression. So let's see if he can get anything done. It's about halfway done.
Gauss does have the very well placed spotter pylon here on that cliff with the natural, so it won't help him stop the Reaver, but it will help him see it coming.
And that probe just saw that shuttle.
Oh
so.
no!
What a good timing on that probe.
And the probe gets away too. The Reaver just doesn't want to shoot.
It's the Reaver's day off. He's not really into it.
Immediately, all these goons are gonna try to chase down that shuttle. I don't think they'll catch it, but Crane is good. Oh my God, is it the probe actually gonna? No!
Oh wow, Crane making a mistake here. I think if he might end up losing this just to get a probe.
All right, he does have a nice reaction time on seeing those goons and gets out of there. But that was a big brain play with that probe.
This probe is out here to put a spotter pylons and nothing's gonna stop him. If I don't get this pylon here, what am I good for? And there's the pylon.
Ooh, we see 3 DTs being made from Gauss. So I didn't even see him get this Templar tech.
Wow, yeah, and he's got the shuttle, so he's probably going in for a DT drop after this.
Wow.
He's got that shuttle. We don't see a Reaver in queue, so this is going to be a DT drop coming in from Gauss. And that could definitely work, especially this like off timing. You know, you play Protoss versus Protoss, they don't go DT early, and you think it's not going to happen, and then 10 minutes in, Gauss will just drop 4 DTs in your main, and that's it. I mean, you know, Crane is probably not actively building observers. You know, you don't really do that, like not at this point.
Yeah.
He's got another Reaver in queue, like he's trying to get ready for the mid game, and this really might catch him by surprise, especially if he doesn't see it. You know?
The robo build time is so precious. You don't want
and the thing is, like even if you evacuate your probes, 4 DTs can take down a Nexus in 40 seconds.
So we do have a double Reaver drop in the main of Gauss, but he wisely has these defensive goons, and Crane just pulls away before losing anything. So
Gauss is doing a really good job with this defensive. Yeah, he these spotter pylons, having goons on the map, having goons in the main. Yeah, he like Crane essentially researched shuttle speed for nothing. It's not really getting anything done.
Exactly. Oh, yep, here comes the DT drop. See how this could
really turn the game around. I mean, if...
Oh, wow, he pulled it already. He must have, like, heard the drop noise, because these probes are out
he definitely has... Yeah, he has vision of the shuttle at the bottom right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
just
barely.
So, excellent reaction time.
Yeah, definitely great reaction time.
Although, I wonder if he's going to, like, think that he just scared away a shuttle with Reavers and not realize there's DTs.
I don't think Crane can find his observer because he's building one. He has one in his natural that I don't think he sees. But over here, Gauss doesn't know that he can just try to take this Nexus down, and he's not doing it.
Brutal. Like, is he like trying to hide these DTs up here for later? All right, they are coming in. Looks like he's figured out. Oh no, Crane shoots his own Nexus.
It's like, if you won't do it, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think there's a missed opportunity here by Gauss.
Oh, he gets a Reaver and he attacks him with these
yeah.
goons. Nice
so
play
now,
here.
this is great. He got a DT in the main, he's got a DT in the natural while pushing in. Like, this is a great, like, really just stretching Crane's multitasking here. As he backs off.
These probes.
Yeah, a lot of probes going down.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, this Gauss is doing terrific in terms of strategy. I really think he should have just tried to take down this Nexus, though.
Yeah. But he is up 8 probes now. And he hasn't really taken any, you know, Crane doesn't really have any other advantage over him, so Gauss is definitely in a strong position now.
Yeah, definitely Gauss is up here, for sure. He's up 7 probes, up 17 supply, so 10 in army. This DT is still doing damage. 7,
yeah.
7 kills on that DT. Like,
yeah, and I think maybe 2 of those were Reavers. At least one was a Reaver. I think there were 2 Reavers.
Oh, wow.
Natural, so that's pretty value.
Yeah, especially because Crane invested in that shuttle speed, and he really got nothing done with that. That's the worst feeling, you know, that's just so much gas. Oh, yeah. And you think you're going to play this game, you know, you imagine shuttles zipping around everywhere, but nothing.
Yeah,
that's why they're getting nothing done there.
On top of it with the map vision.
Yeah, no, I think Gauss has done a terrific job getting these pylons around. He's just done a great job defensively and offensively. Even if he made some early mistakes, like, I think he's really outplaying him in the mid game.
Yeah, it looks like Crane is tired of being on the defense here. He's got his decent army out, but no Reavers with it. We do have a shuttle flying around with Reavers somewhere. Or Gauss, I thought. It's not somewhere.
Yeah, Gauss does have 2 Reavers, but the thing is, Crane has this really a high Dragoon count. Gauss only has, what is this? How many Dragoons? Gauss has 8 Dragoons. Crane has over a dozen.
Oh, wow, yeah. I didn't realize that.
It's definitely a better army composition, sans the Reavers, and those Reavers are a game changer, especially in this defensive position. He's throwing up these 2-3 cannons, so I think he's going to be just fine. He's just trying to get his bottom right up.
Yeah, but Crane is about to scout that and probably divert his army down. Oh, he is going to go in the natural. I don't know if that's going to work. We do have, we have Templar too, and Storm is done. I saw Storm being restarted earlier, so definitely do not attack that natural. It would be a bad time. But he is going to be able to clean up this 3rd base. Oh, and right after the Nexus finishes, so it doesn't mean.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he can definitely take his bottom right. I don't think Gauss can engage him right now. He doesn't really have the army. He will, I think, in 30 seconds, but...
Yeah, and I love that he only sent like 3 Zealots up here rather than sending his whole army up there.
That's so smart, because he knows that this push is coming. You don't want to be trapped in the bottom right, because then you have no way out, and then you actually lose the game. So Crane making a really smart move, just sending 2 Zealots and going to engage the army with a better arc.
Yeah, the Templar were left behind and the Reavers were left behind, so even with these Speed Zealots, Crane has the advantage locally over here.
Gauss coming in with a drop into Crane's natural with 2 Reavers, so he can get a lot done here. The entire army is out of position. There is 1 cannon, but he might end up losing.
Yeah.
He might end up losing all these probes, yeah.
Oh no, and 3 Templar spawn. 4 Templar spawn. Those are going down too.
That's
a lot of money.
Those are dead Templars, yeah.
Some units do show up, but Reavers have shut down the natural here.
No cannon in the main, and he's got the exit route with the Reavers.
8 kills. Oh, there's 12 kills in these 2 Reavers.
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh, now he's up 20 probes. This is definitely brutal. Gauss doing incredible. He leaves 1 Reaver in the main, goes back to the natural, out Reaver hunting. He doesn't even care about preserving these Reavers. He's just trying to just kill probes. It's fantastic. Meanwhile, Crane cleans up bottom right. I mean, Crane did a good job at bottom right, but he's at 23 probes and Gauss is at 43, so it's not good numbers.
It's going to be pretty brutal trying to come back. We do have a third base going up for Crane. It would help him replenish those probes faster. I don't see any... So we see Gauss getting out of the map, so he might be able to fight that 3rd. And this is a really scary army now. Like, we have
for sure.
Another Reaver. We got 4 Templar. I don't think we... Okay, we do have Speed Zealots for Crane. But we don't have that splash support.
Oh, he's going to lose a shuttle.
Oh, that's big.
That's big, but he's going to stay on his high ground. He has a bigger army. He's got the bigger probe count. He's got a 3rd going out in the bottom middle that Crane will probably never scout. So, but no, now he's pushing into the high ground, so this is Crane's ideal engagement.
Yeah, Crane's going to win. He's going to do it here, but...
No, but yeah, but
already
Gauss
is good.
has. Yeah, this is fantastic storms, and I don't see how Crane comes back from this. Even if he gets us third up with 28 probes, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have 9 probes at each base. It's
Yeah, it's not bad.
oh, these zealots, they're actually cleaning up a lot more of Gauss's army than I expected.
Yeah,
But Gauss
I
should
guess-
have reinforcements coming up.
Nice job with the follow through for Crane here. These bridges are
think
still
that-
going to be a problem.
Yeah, for sure. Getting through these bridges is tough, but it doesn't look like Gauss wants to engage at the bridges. He's going back to his cannons in his natural. I think he's just trying to play it safe, and he knows that bottom middle won't get scouted. He just needs to get that up, and then he needs to throw up some more gateways. I think he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gateways.
That's fine on 2 bases, right?
That's definitely fine. As he gets his third one up, I did see him floating a lot of minerals earlier, but it could just be a matter of missing a cycle or two. But I do think Gauss is in a really strong position here. Although Crane's done a really good job replenishing his probes. Now the probe discrepancy is only 8. So and he's got his third up, same as Gauss.
Oh, and he does see the hidden third here. Won't be able to clean it up.
Oh, now he sees. Yeah, he can definitely clean this up. I mean, how does Gauss get this? Yeah, he just. But let's see. Gauss is definitely going to try to defend this because then Gauss can still lose this game. If he loses this third, Crane has his third up. Gauss is in a bad position here.
Yeah, we'll see here. The army of Crane gets split up, caught out here.
Definitely. What he was trying to avoid when he was trying to take down the bottom right has happened here. But he has a great arc, actually, and just Gauss is
Nice position to bring his units back up. Storm's on everything. Only dodges like half of them.
everywhere, for sure. Gauss has a better unit composition, for sure, with the Zealots and the DTs. If Gauss can push into his third and take Gauss's third, he can really solidify this game. But bottom middle is still being taken out, and Crane did a good job. He just left 1 Zealot, 2 goons, 1 goon there, and just taking that out.
Oh, he storms an observer, but he gets away. He's trying to.
Oh, he's trying to get the observer because he has a DT with his army.
Nice. I don't think I've ever seen a storm to kill an observer.
That's really smart, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the best use of a storm, but in this case, I could definitely see, a way to. And these Templars square dancing forever. They're just not able to make an Archon.
I feel like Crane is good, just barely clean this up.
I don't know. I mean, if
he's
he
pulling the boys.
all the storms on the entire probe line on the third is taken out.
No. These probes from Crane just cannot get a break.
Yeah, no, it's not a good time to be a probe in Crane's army. And pushing into the natural, this is. I don't know, man. I think Gauss has this. Yeah, Gauss. I mean, Crane really did a good job coming back, but now he's got units in his rally. He's got all of the probes stormed. He's got 3 Archons coming in. I don't know if he can replenish this enough. He's got 6 gateways and Crane GGs.
Right.
Wow, this is a great game. I thought Gauss was just gonna stomp him after the first, but Crane did a really good job getting in there in the mid game.
It was a good kind of back and forth game. Gauss did a lot of damage, but Crane did a good job recovering. It just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, I thought Crane showed really good fundamentals, but Gauss really showed good strategy. Like he was storming that observer, the DT drop. Like he was definitely like really thinking.
And then like all that defensive and like vision play early in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Really high IQ PvP. So now we have Gauss up 1-0. We have Polypoid, which is more of a macro map, it's not a 2-player map. Although Gauss, he was really impressive. I thought he was going to be more of a double gate, some shield batteries in your natural type, but he showed some really strong, solid play there.
Update the overlays and stuff.
Sounds good. You know what we haven't done? We haven't PvP'd in a while, Warpgates. As much as I hate playing the matchup, this makes it look fun. Yeah. Well, I dislike it because PvP is imbalanced against me. So I think that's a fair reason. Can't trust these scummy Protoss, you know? I thought he did a really good job coming back. I thought he was finished after the top, but he came back, built his probe count back up, got his third up, took down his opponent's third. I think he could have stayed in it even. I think he maybe missed a macro cycle. In the top left, we have Gauss up 1-0, showing a lot of smart play in PvP. I'm really impressed, actually.
Yeah, he kind of hit every fundamental thing to hit in that game. Like all the strategic stuff you have to do.
For sure. I mean, and a lot of the stuff he's doing is really fundamental to PvP. You know, pylons, you know, scatter pylons, and just DT drops.
Exactly.
But just a lot of smart play from him. We see that he puts a pylon close to his ramp again, but maybe that's just something he likes to do, whether it's double gate or single gate. Whereas Crane, we see pylon close to the main. Probably going to do another 1-gate expand, but let's see what happens. Now we see Gauss scouting after the first pylon, so this could mean a couple things. It could mean that he's really trying to find his opponent early so that he can do some early aggression. Or he's trying to play defensive and, you know, he's trying to scout out a double gate. I used to scout after pylon because I'd never really liked playing against double gate, so if I saw it, I wanted to catch it as early as possible. But I think in Gauss's case, he's probably looking so he can do some early aggression.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to put a shield battery in a natural, you got to know where he is pretty early, right?
Exactly.
And you see, he's actually doing sort of a nice scouting down. The thing about Polyploid is it's a pretty big map. There's a lot of rush distance.
I think, yeah, we do see a second gateway go down for Gauss.
And there we are. Definitely going to see some of that early aggression from Gauss, the one that I expected to see in the first game, especially on a 2-player map. But maybe he thought that Crane would expect it on the 2-player maps, because that's what you expect. Now on a 4-player map, you expect some, you know, macro builds. So maybe, you know, Gauss with the big brain plays.
But Crane just scouted. He scouts him first, so we should have plenty of time to react. There are a couple different ways you can react to 2-gate, like depending on how confident you are. Let's see which one he picks.
Definitely. I mean, I know one of the ways I try to do it is you put a shield battery down, and you know, you stay on 1 gate and you just sort of try to fight off the first 3 zealots. You scout to see if they're taking gas or they expand. If they're trying to expand, you put a pylon in the natural and you expand yourself. And we see a pylon in Crane's natural, and you're going to see some shield batteries, double gate zealot play, the classic from Gauss.
Nice.
Pretty excited to see how Crane defends this, because I definitely would struggle. When I was preparing for Gauss in my group changes, this is something I definitely practiced against. And I had struggled against it so much with my practice partners that I just decided to go double gate.
So. Yeah. If you can't handle 2-gate, just go 2-gate.
Just go 2-gate.
So it looks like what Crane is doing is he's skipping range and getting 2 gateway goon, which is fine. But I feel like the second gateway is really late. Like Zell's going to be in his base before this gateway finishes, let alone makes another goon.
He's targeting the. Oh man. So Gauss is taking one probe out already. He's gonna go back to his shield battery and his little zealot friends, and the gang's all here now. And what a good way to play this is that you put 1 zealot on the dragoon, you put 1 zealot on the probes, and you put 1 zealot on the other. So it's really hard to sort of both manage your probes, and that's exactly what Gauss is doing. He's got 1 zealot on the probes and 2 zealots on the goon. Now he's got the goon trapped, and you definitely don't want to lose that goon.
Oh god, the goon trapped by his own probes.
This could end up being a really quick game. I don't see how you're gonna fight 3 zealots with 2 more coming in a shield battery with just 1 dragoon. And he should have another dragoon popping out soon, but he's gonna lose a lot of probes here. He's out here not mining at all. They're on even probe counts. This is a really tough hold, and that's game. So Gauss really takes that with the classic 2-gate shield battery build.
Right. And in case you've never tried to play ladder as Protoss, that's it. That's the experience. That's what it is.
This is why PvP is imbalanced. Too many cheesy Protosses.
Right, we need to update that. So we will have Gauss going to the winner's set.
Yeah, this is definitely a build I expected Gauss to pull out at least once in this PvP group, because when I was preparing for him, I did try to acquire a few of his replays, and something he does quite often. He's really strong with it, especially if you practice that. Like, it's a really, really tough build to fight off. And the worst part about it is if you don't get enough damage done, you put a forge down and you expand, and the other player just has to either decide to commit or not. But it's really tough follow up there.
Oh yeah, it's like one of those things. Like I think like at the pro level, 2-gate is like not that great, but it just requires you to be so solid in like so many different areas of the game that it's so good for like quote unquote low level players.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really hard to manage, like defend with one dragoon and follow up properly. But at the pro level, like they're so good at defending that you just end up putting yourself behind by doing it.
Alright, let me update.
We should have a PVC coming up, so
Yes.
I'm excited to see that. We should have Jedi 1 against Radley, and that should be. I'm really excited for this game actually, especially to see how Jedi 1 plays PVT on this map.
Well, let's get it.
Let's do it.
Oh great,
So
these colors are perfect. in the slightly darker blue in the top right, we have Radley.
And on the bottom left, we have our Protoss Jedi 1. It might help that they're different races. So
Exactly. That does help. The map.
Well, if you press Shift Tab, they'll be blue and red, I think.
Ah, there we go. Perfect.
There we are.
So it is interesting that both these players are on Ash. I didn't realize it before. You can get into funny situations where people play each other a lot in practice. They do really funny things when they play each other for real.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these guys have probably played against each other a lot. Then they're probably very familiar with each other. Although Ash Radley has a capital S and a dash, whereas Ash Jedi 1 has a lowercase s and a period. So
maybe there are two completely different clans that have the same name.
Secret internal rankings. Exactly. You have to earn the dash, or you have to earn the period. I don't know.
Like the better you are, the more capitalized letters you get.
Exactly. I never want to run into an all caps Ash. Just GG out. Now we're not going to see any proxy shenanigans from Jedi 1 here. We see the pylon in the base.
Yeah, on two-player maps, you can see Protoss do things like gas steal or proxy, which Terran players hate. But you don't have to do that.
For sure, and it's a lot easier to do the gas steal if you're in the top position as Protoss here, because you have the assimilator on the top. It's really hard for the Terran to react, whereas if in these positions you see the probe for a little while before you finally get to that assimilator, you really have to edge around the left of that base to really get to it. So if that was Jedi 1's plan initially, it got thwarted by the random gods. So by the random number generator.
Everything looks very standard so far.
Definitely, we see Jedi 1 going. Oh no, the probe just
I think it's probably just a misclick. Bad pathing. Oh god, do you remember Medusa?
Are you saying that there's bad pathing in Broodor?
I know.
You're joking.
Very
flawless game.
Yeah, exactly, perfect. No spaghetti.
Flawless play. Oh wow, we see Jedi 1. He's going top left. Not certain why. He is checking for proxy or anything.
I mean, I guess like you could like proxy a factory or something and get a vulture or a tank up on that cliff.
Maybe in practice. Maybe they played in practice, and Radley's got a BBS build that Jedi 1 has lost to in the past. Who knows?
It's very possible.
It's odd that we have a PVT, but it's the Protoss looking for the proxies and not the Terran.
Yeah. About to scout each other.
Yeah, definitely played Radley a few times. Really strong TVP. So I'm excited to see how Jedi 1 plays this. You know, a lot of times in PVT on two-player maps, a lot of players don't even really scout with their probes. Because one, you can't really get up there. For example, you see this Marine sort of thwarted the probe if you don't scout earlier. And two, there's not really much to see.
I've been just scouting with my first goon matchup for a long time. I don't really feel like I'm losing anything. Like the only thing that I would change is like if they're doing BBS or like CC first, but like nobody does command center first on ladder, and BBS is terrible. So like you don't really care.
Yeah, I definitely scout after core. I scout after core, but it's to confirm if they did like a rack expand. Well, on a 4-player map, to confirm where they are, and then you send the probe back.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it's to confirm if they just did a 13cc or something outrageous or BBS. But as soon as a marine hits you, you just turn back, and because not much you can get done with this probe.
And Jedi is still like scouring the map for proxies. Like he's scared. This is a man who's been
Yeah,
hurt in the past.
Jedi sees that there's no command center in the natural, so he's doing 2 gates before he's expanding. He's playing as safe as possible. He just threw his Nexus down at 28, but he's got 2 gates up. He doesn't know if this is a 2 factory or not, and we see that Radley is still making Marines, so he might be trying to do like an FD push. He's got a tank out. He's making another tank. I could definitely see him, making 3 tanks, a couple Marines, and doing a small, fake,
Yeah.
like a semi push while expanding.
Good call. Yeah, we do have the 4 Marines and tank pushing out. Sorry, here to see it. Nice micro here on these goons.
Yeah, definitely good kiting. You just want to damage. You definitely don't want to lose any goons here, but you definitely want to see whatever you can pick off. Meanwhile, he does have 2 gateways producing dragoons, so he should be just fine against this.
Yeah, especially with all these high grounds and stuff. Yeah, it looks like
exactly.
Redley decides not to attack up that ramp, which is very smart.
Yeah, this push is definitely good to do as Terran if you want to punish an over greedy Protoss, but we definitely see the Jedi one's not being greedy. He's playing as safe as you really can in this matchup.
Yeah, like it's like almost unheard of to get more than 1 gateway before expanding. So
yeah,
definitely wants to be very safe.
I think this actually speaks to like a little bit of confidence. Maybe Jedi 1 thinks that he's a stronger player, possibly.
Yeah.
He thinks as long as he gets to the mid game, he doesn't get proxied out or something, he's gonna be fine. And that's that. While that might seem like he's being timid, I actually think he shows confidence that he just wants to get to the mid game, and that's where he thinks he's gonna come out on top.
Yeah, that's definitely one way of looking at it. See how the game plays out.
And you see, robotics is finished. Let's see if he's gonna go observer or support bay. I do know that if you are at 2 gateways with the robo, you're probably gonna make a reaver. Mostly because if you make 3 gateways, it's really hard to support a reaver and constant dragoon production. So it sort of indicates that he's gonna eventually make a reaver, but might not be the case. He did make these 2 gates before he expanded, so I don't know if that rule still applies.
Yeah, we do see an observatory coming out first.
And we definitely see in recent PVTs, at least at the pro level, like there's definitely like Reaver is used all throughout the game. It's no longer like you make it after you expand or right before you expand and that's it. Like now, like Reavers are made all game and
they're
kept
not
alive.
Like a cheesy or like surprise unit. They're just a solid.
Exactly. Yeah, it's great. It helps you defend your third. It helps you harass their third. It helps you kill vultures. Like it's just always useful. It helps you defend against the push.
Forces Goliath and stuff.
Exactly. If a Terran goes for a 5-fact, 6-fact push, it's incredible in helping defend. You just pick it up, you shoot, you go back, you pick up, you shoot. It's almost like playing it's like how you play sometimes against siege tanks, when they unsiege you push. So it's definitely a very useful unit.
It looks like Jedi is getting ready to put a 3rd down, which definitely makes sense to me. Like I feel like if he had perfect vision, he would definitely be taking a 3rd here. Like Terran's going for a slower, like macro up kind of build.
For sure. And it doesn't look like Jedi's going to get this Reaver. He's getting the observatory. He's going up to 3 gateways, and he's going to put down this Nexus anytime now, around 7:30. I think it's a little late, but again, we've seen that Jedi just play extra safe all game.
Yeah, like he could have cut this gateway and got the Nexus out, but he didn't get that observer in the Terran base quite yet. So we see him continue to just opt to be safe.
For sure, and we see Jedi 1 putting pylons in his opponent's 3rd on the bottom right. Always good to do. He has a spotter pylon in the bottom middle for any drops that might come in. These are all good things to do. He has a spotter pylon in the top middle left. What is that, like 10 o'clock? Like it's definitely showing good fundamentals in this matchup.
And he's like really trying to sneak this observer in. He's like looking for turrets and barely scraping by on the edge of the map. So he absolutely wants to see what's going on in Terran Town here.
And in Terran Town, what is going on? You see he's accumulating, he's researching mines right now, he's accumulating tanks, he's putting down a starport. It looks like he's going to do a 2-base push. He doesn't look like he's really thinking about taking a 3rd right now.
Yeah. So what is this, like a 6 or 7 fact probably? Because if you get the science vessel, it's not going to be like a 5 fact push.
For sure, yeah. I'm not even quite sure. He's got his armories upgrading, he's got a starport coming up, he's I would expect him to throw up a couple more factories then, right before he pushes, so he can rally Vultures and over.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jedi 1 is getting his third up. Once you get that third, the fourth should be a pretty easy take in the mid left because it's just a natural way to take it. But yeah, let's see. I mean, if this push is coming, is Jedi 1 going to be ready? We see, what is it, 8 tanks. He's going to have Vultures rally. Meanwhile, Jedi 1 only has 3 gateways. You definitely want more than this if you want to be able to really defend it. He's taking his third, so he's just pushing out, getting it with his tank. So this is fine. That's why he hasn't thrown up those earlier factories. Maybe this is why I'm not so good at PvT.
It makes sense. So I do feel like follow-up is just kind of late here from Jedi 1. Like, the Citadel just finished. But you could, like, be starting an Arbiter by now, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think everything's been a little, like, late for Jedi. You normally put the Citadel up as soon as right after you start your third, for example. Yeah. But his third was late, and then he put a Citadel up after that. So, for sure, definitely things are a little late. We see that he's up to 800 gas right now. I think right now he should be putting up like 3, 4, 5 more gateways and getting his Arbiter tech really settled. So definitely things feel a little late for Jedi here.
Yeah, I feel like this is reflected in the supply right now. Like, Terran is almost equal, just because they've been doing production more consistently all game.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really scary for Protoss. Like, you definitely want to get those gateways up.
Yeah, for sure. I think Terran definitely stays close for a little while, but once he gets like 120, 130, that's when Protoss is supposed to skyrocket because you're gonna have 10 gateways up at that point, and and that's when Protoss should go up about 15, 20 supply ahead to be even. But let's see. Definitely the supplies are a lot closer than they should be. I wonder if he's gearing up for a push. He's got Dragoons on the south. He's got Dragoons on the north. He's clearing out mines. But he's got no Zealots, so I don't know how he's going to get it much done here. You can't really push without Zealots.
Yeah. A lot of tanks are in the base.
For sure. I do think he should start his fourth round now, especially we're 11 minutes in the game, and he just does, yes.
Very nice.
Definitely a little late, I think. I think everything's been about a minute late. Not a minute, but probably 30 seconds, but longer this game goes, let's see. I mean, and I think all this starts from his sort of really, really safe start with the 2 gateways, 28 Nexus, but...
So, Radley does get a scan on the Arbiter tech, so he's going to have perfect knowledge of what the timing on that is.
For sure, and if you actually click the Stargate, you can see that Jedi is making a Corsair.
I did not realize that.
This Arbiter Tribunal is not actually done yet. And I wonder what that's about. Like, if Radley scanned this, he would have seen that the Arbiter Tribunal is not making. So, if I'm a Terran, I would think, wow, does he have carriers coming? But it's really a Corsair. Because if the Arbiter Tribunal is not doing it, unless he's building a scout, like, what's happening?
It's true, and we do see, like, that triggered a move out from Radley. So I don't know if it's like he thinks that Jedi is going for carriers and he thinks that he has to do some damage, or if he realizes that Arbiters are late, or he knows something that we don't know. He knows there's some kind of Corsair build. In the meantime, in the top left here, we have a drop.
I think that was actually, I think it was really the drop. I think he was getting the drop in and pushing out at the same time because it's really hard to sort of address both, and it's a really good way to get a good position on the map. All the Protoss goes to, defend the drop. And the thing about this pylon wall that Jedi 1 built here is that it becomes tough to defend against drops like this, because once a dropship gets in, how do you get your army in there without shuttles? And we know that he hasn't built a lot of shuttles this game. And Radley he's just taking his fourth. He's just playing a very clinical TVP. Just fundamentals. I think the supplies are too close. Radley's doing a really good job macroing. I think he's got a really strong position in this game. He's got 6 factories. He's got his upgrades going.
It's interesting that Jedi played so safe. Like, based on that, I would have expected Radley to be like a very aggressive player, but it seems like Radley is the one who's like he's very confident as well that he can take it to the late game.
They're both very strong players, I think, and yeah, definitely. Like, it just seems like Radley's playing single player here. He's just gonna do his thing, and he's gonna push with a 2-1 push here. He's got 1-1 finished. Looks like his second upgrade is almost done. It's probably 20-30 seconds out, and then we could probably expect a push coming out from Radley. And he's taking his 4th and 5th at the same time. So, and that's
like,
yeah. I mean, split map is tough to play against, especially on this map. So
what is this course like? So this course there's scouts, but I don't
yeah,
get
I've
it.
seen Corsairs made, like for example, if you're trying to get a recall in, you put the Corsair in front so it takes all the hits from the turrets.
Yeah.
But that's definitely not what's happening here. If he's just using it to scout, it looks like, which is definitely odd. But I mean, maybe we're trying. I mean, it's definitely a mid to late game PvT. Sometimes with turrets, it's hard to get observers in the right places. So maybe he sees the use for it in the future because he does have 2 arbiters that just popped.
Yeah.
So he can definitely use it in the future to get a recall in properly.
Very curious. Oh, he is poking the command center. There you go. There's some value.
That's right. There's some value. That command center is down to 1400 health, and unfortunately, Corsairs can't shoot down.
Oh god, that turret's gonna finish right into the Corsair too. I'm surprised that Jedi is expanding here for his 5th base, like so close to the Terran army.
Yeah, but if you look at it, right, so you have the Terran will have to go down this small ramp, then up this small ramp, whereas Protoss does have this high ground. So Protoss, I don't know how good of an idea it was, because if Terran manages to take this high ground, Jedi's gonna automatically lose bottom middle because he won't be able to defend it. I definitely think this top like 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock position would have been better. But you see Jedi 1 is taking 12 o'clock, so he's probably also going to take 11. I think he's just taking... Sometimes when I play PvT, you just take whatever you get, and you just throw probes everywhere, especially if you feel like you have control of the map.
He could have felt like, oh man, this is the time for me to take a 5th.
Oh, 2-1 is finished, so we see this push coming out from Radley. Jedi 1 is pretty much maxed out, but a lot of his Dragoons are still on the other side of this ramp.
Yeah, it's a weird angle to take this fight. We do have an Arbiter over here with enough energy for a stasis. But it kind of seems like Jedi forgot about it. There we go. He does pull it away before he dies those Goliaths. Definitely want to...
So he's got 2 stasises. Yeah, definitely. Like, he can definitely defend this if he gets some good stasises off. He can get a surround on this, in this position, if he gets behind these tanks here. But
all of these tanks are kind of left alone. I don't think Jedi has any vision of it, but that could be a really big opportunity for him to do it. He might see all these tanks up here in this cliff alone.
Oh, and he has these Templar too. If he gets some good storms off, he can really just destroy Radley's entire army here. And he's just got these tanks alone.
Tanks on the run, yes.
I think that was a big mistake leaving these. I think he should have kept his army together here from Radley.
Yeah.
Because if you reset the tank count, like, it's tough. That means Terran just isn't going to be able to get out on the map for a little while. Meanwhile, Jedi 1 can take all the bases he wants, even push some of these other bases. Like right now, as Jedi 1 pushes 6 o'clock, like, he's got these 2 tanks coming in from the north, but that's about it. Like, Jedi 1 can really take this out. And then he's sort of cut off from bottom right as well. Like, you have to get through these bridges to really come and save bottom right.
Wow. And that's why Terran's hard, because split your army out for 2 seconds and you die.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, Terran definitely is afforded fewer mistakes in this matchup than Protoss is.
Yeah. Definitely gonna lose this base. I don't think he can save the bottom right, but like you were saying.
Yeah, I think Jedi 1's got a really commanding lead on this game right now. He's gonna take bottom right out, and he's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases for Jedi 1. Meanwhile, Radley's gonna be on 3, and Main is gonna mine out. Natural's gonna mine out probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes. So yeah, I mean, but he is taking out top middle, and this is something good Terrans always are good at doing, just sending 2 tanks and a couple of vultures and putting yourself in a good position on one of these expansions.
Yeah, it requires like such a bigger response from the Protoss to defend that.
Anytime you're sort of forcing them to do multiple things at once, us Protoss, we're not good at that.
Exactly.
So
our brains are too smooth.
That's right. It's like, what button on the keyboard is this? I only have 6 buttons. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. Radley took out top middle. He's going to put a command center in its place, and he's going to go try to check his luck on top left. If he lays a good minefield, he can get good return. I think Jedi 1 should be able to take it out, but if Radley trades well, he could give him a chance to get back in this game here.
I think you're right. Don't see too many mines set up just yet. With 5 plus 3 tanks, he might not make it to these tanks in time. He might take out the Nexus.
I think they're going to take out the Nexus. If he saves these probes, he can throw up a Nexus right away. I think he'll be okay. He still has bottom middle, which I don't think Radley knows about. If he did, I think He would be, he might be pushing it now. We see our army coming out in the middle left. He might just be taking this out to expand, retake his bottom left, bottom right, and bottom middle. But if he were to see bottom middle that Jedi 1 has, I definitely think he would just take this out right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he just must not be okay. Oh, well, right as I say that, all these tanks are headed down.
Oh, man. So maybe we spoke too early. I mean, Radley is making some really good moves and getting himself back in this game. Taking out 3 bases and bringing back another one of his bases. So really good play coming in from Radley here. Very solid. They both have really good banks as well. So it's Radley's mined out in his natural. Looks like his SCV distribution must have been off because you don't expect to see your natural mined out that much before your main.
Oh wow, yeah. In the meantime, the space is definitely going down. Jedi's not making any kind of effort to grab that.
Radley doing something smart, similar to the thing that we saw Crane do in the last game. Leave a few units to deal with it and let your army go address something else. That's always smart to do. You never want to overcommit. There's no need to have his entire army take out a Nexus.
Well, we see 3 forges here from Protoss. None of them are spinning right now, but that's a commitment to upgrades.
That's right. You're committed to your future here.
Exactly. Going in with another attack.
Oh, he's got Radley out of position here. I mean, Radley had no idea this was coming. He was just setting up his siege lines. Stasis is coming up. A lot of SCVs coming in.
Oh man, the vessels
are done.
So yeah, this space could go down for Terran, or be denied from going up in the first place.
Sure, and we know that Radley is struggling for mining right now. He's down on 1 base, really. I mean, I think the main's going to be out very shortly. 1 main, 1 gas. His main gas is depleted. He's got his natural gas, and that's about it.
As a Jedi,
meanwhile, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, Jedi has taken a lot of damage, but he's kind of weathered it and done a better job of. Like, he's done a really good job of capitalizing when Radley makes a mistake with his army.
For sure, and I don't know if you saw that in the main, but Radley's dropship was 1 hit away, and a cannon actually missed. I didn't know cannons could miss.
Yeah, me neither. Or I think there's like a 1 in like 256 chance that any attack will miss, I think.
So that dropship should be counting its blessings because it has 5 health. Yeah, I really think, I don't know how Radley's going to come back in this game. He has a little bit of a bank, but he has no gas. He's got 1 gas. All he can really make is vultures. Maybe do 1 final push, see if he can take out top left and top middle again while trying to secure a 2nd gas.
He's doing great work with this dropship and tank, though. He's killed a bunch of probes that denied so much mining, but I think finally they're going to do a citizen's arrest on this tank.
That's right. Oh man, you have the right to remain silent. Although this is a 3-3 tank, so these probes are just tickling it, really. I think them attacking the tank actually increased the tank's health, and that's what a 3-3 tank does. They're sort of just repairing it and don't know.
Have a reasonable army here, like a 160 supply for Terran. That's nothing to sneeze at.
But the thing is here, this is your last army. Yeah, this is irreplaceable. It has 138 gas, and you see it going up 8 at a time. Like it's 10 at a time because one of them is depleted. So like it's just you have to make this work or you have to GG. I think this is his last hurrah. He's gonna try to get bottom right up with this push, and if he doesn't get it done, I think Jedi has this game. Jedi has a strong bank. He's got good positioning here. He's trying to account for any way that the Terran could push. He has to get through these bridges to really even engage Jedi up a ramp. Through bridges, up a ramp into a max Protoss army. So, good luck, you know.
Yeah, we have 3 stasis ready.
Yeah, 3. He's got 5 stasis.
Oh, wow.
So
big one right there.
He could freeze a whole army and decide to fight tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, we know how long stasis would last.
A big chunk of this Protoss army not fighting it is giving Terran a good amount of time to just clean up the top flank there. Finally, here we go.
It's their day off. They're on furlough. It's fine. And a really good game. I mean, I think Radley showed a really strong game. I think we gotta join RG1 RG.
Let's do it.
But yeah, I'm definitely impressed, and we see why Jedi 1 played so safe. Like he seems very confident in his mid to late game, and he's like, as long as I can get there, even if my things are about 30 seconds late, I think I'll be okay. And we saw that in that first engagement when Radley does 2-1 push and his army got separated. I think that was really the turning point. Oh wow! So we see Radley. So this is loser's pick next map, and we see Reap the Storm. So maybe he has a special build. I know the Reap the Storm is tricky because the rush distances are so small between bases. So it's really tough because Terran armies just come out of nowhere on this map. So maybe Radley has a special build for this map.
Yeah, this is interesting because I thought everybody hated this map. Like I thought nobody wanted to see this map ever again.
I think, yeah, I mean, but FD pushes come quicker, 2 facts come quicker, 5 facts come quicker. Yeah, and so excited to see what Radley has in store. I mean, if he loses this, he goes to the losers bracket, so he must have something clever. Nobody picks Reap the Storm without having something in mind. When I picked Reap the Storm after I lost a game, it was so I can 9-9 gate a Zerg with small rush distances. Like, I had a plan, and I'm sure Radley does too.
Here we go, we'll find out. In the bottom middle, winning the first game, we had the green Protoss Jedi 1.
And in the top right, I actually have the colors on red and blue. We have Ash Radley, the red Terran. Shift tab will bring it.
Alright, we'll just leave it at red and blue.
Oh man, I'm excited to see what... I'm excited for 2 reasons. I'm excited to see what Radley has, and I'm excited to see what a strong Protoss like Jedi 1, how he responds to whatever Radley pulls, because I remember vetoing this map. I think it was in the ladder pool last season or the season before, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like dealing with it. Mutas came too quick. Tanks came too quick. It wasn't for me. So...
Well, excuse me. Yeah, I remember... I didn't ban it, but like I didn't have to because everybody else banned it, so I almost never got it.
True. That's true. I'd be curious to see what the stats are like. What race likes to play this the most?
Yeah.
Blizzard should reveal that. You know what I mean? Like what races veto what maps, just to see what we know. Because like for example, if a map is good for Protoss, Zergs and Terrans will veto it, and then you just end up playing PvP all day. And so like it sucks. PvP is imbalanced. So anyway.
Looks like a standard opening so far.
Yeah,
Radley going up to 600 APM, so you know he's mad
wow.
for that first game.
I mean, I can relate. I mean, after you play one game and you're sort of amped up, the adrenaline's still kicking, and you have nothing to do, your fingers just move a lot quicker. I've definitely noticed that in myself. Not doing anything. I'm not even trying to. It just happens subconsciously because your fingers are used to moving from the last game. But you know, it could just be pure EAPM, and he's just you know. Just that strong. He's Maynarding every single STV individually. Yeah. This is the most efficient mining you can possibly do. And yeah, I'm excited to see if he's gonna go for a 2-fact here. Let's see if he's taking SCVs off gas after the first factory. He's gonna have a Marine on the ramp. Probes are not gonna get... Oh, he has a probe in his main and he has no idea. So Jedi got this in, and he's got it in the bottom left, right? He's not going to take it out until probably 30-40 seconds from now, and he'll be able to see exactly what Radley is doing. And we see that Radley still has 2 SCVs on gas. Now, I actually don't know what that means. He took 1 off, but it looks like he still wants to do some aggression.
Yeah, I only know 1 and 3. I don't know what 2 is.
Second factory is coming right up. He's got that SCV in position, and Jedi 1's got this probe in the base, and he's going to see this.
Very nice.
Big mistake by Radley not accounting for that probe there. But Jedi 1 doing again 2 gateways before expanding. So either he thinks Radley, I think either he expects it, or this is just how he opens. But
yeah, I mean, it's the right thing to do. I mean, if you knew they're going to 2-fact, going 2 gates is pretty solid.
Yeah, and he just did he reveal his probe? Yeah, so his probe was revealed. He's definitely sees these 2 factories now, so he's gonna breathe a sigh of relief.
The banner pylon. You almost never see that.
Oh wow! Yeah, you don't see that, but that's in this position. He's got what is it? 3 SCVs trapped. Like great.
God, brutal.
And Radley probably not used to a manor pylon because you should immediately attack the pylon, and then at least one of the SCVs will get out. And now that both got out, he cancels the pylon.
like.
Yeah.
It looks like Radley put this bunker here to try to fake an expansion, even after the
Even after the
two
probe
factors.
already saw the 2 factory, yeah.
He's really selling it.
Well, it might be that he's worried about the 2 gateway pressure because he only made 2 Marines here. So if he doesn't get this, these Dragoons can just come up the ramp and it's a quick end to the game, snipe the first tank.
It's true, it's true.
So, especially with these small rush distances. Meanwhile, Jedi 1 setting up for an expansion. And there it is. And Radley, he's researching mines here, so he's getting his second tank out. Probably going to rally vultures after that and try to really pressure this expansion of Jedis. And the thing about this map is it does really come quick.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, it's kind of critical to stopping an FD or a 2-fac is just doing the kiting micro and taking the time here. Oh, but never mind. He's not going to let Terran get out of his base. He's going to dive on these tanks.
Oh, wow. And with just 2 Marines in the bunker, these Dragoons are just going to go up the ramp. Wow, and he's going to have to pull SCVs. He's already doing a 2 factory, so I don't see how mines are going to help. I mean, if Jedi 1 snipes them as they come up, although these Dragoons are almost dead, I think Radley should just pull some SCVs and just kill this. It's at 6 health.
There you go.
But at this point, I can't see how 2 factory is going to do any damage. I think
it was like completely reset everything.
Exactly. I think Radley should just settle, put down a command center, and play it from there. And this mine positioning from Radley looks to be sort of anti-DT because he's not really quite sure what the follow-up is from Jedi. But
that's very defensive. Like, one of the big
Exactly.
advantages of these early pushes for Terran is you can put mines on the map, control the map, but if you put them right in your natural, you have no idea what Press is doing.
Exactly. A lot of ways Terrans use mines is to see when Protoss leaves their natural, see when they take their third, in dropship routes. Mines don't have good vision, but they're good enough. But here is more of a DT protection mine. He doesn't have any DT protection. If Jedi had decided to go Citadel, he would be in a great position, but there's no E-bait, there's no academy. These mines are his only defense.
Exactly.
But Radley's still going for a push.
But I think by the time he gets there, it's going to be like 7 goons.
Yeah.
Should be able to slap this. Although he isn't on the map at all, he might get caught out.
He's doing something a little tricky here. Radley's going out on the left side when you would expect. You see Jedi's goons are positioned for the ramp over here, but he's going to catch him from behind. And that's actually this is a great way. This could potentially work if he gets some good engagements. If he gets some good mines, he's got vultures coming from the back. Let's see. He doesn't have siege, so but that was definitely a smart move coming around the left.
Get this observer out. There we go. We do start an observer. His mines eventually.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely think Jedi should be able to deal with this. So he's got 7 Dragoons, he's got 3 gateways producing Zealots. He's going to use the Zealots probably to drag the mines and then just, snipe a tank, and then Radley's going to be in full defense. He doesn't have siege mode done. Siege mode is almost done, but once Radley's on the defense, how's he going to defend? Like, once the observer's out? Like, he might be really overextending here.
The observer is out.
Yep, he's
trying to drag these mines.
Observer is out.
Yeah, but it does force Terran to retreat.
But these tanks are going to be in the open. Dragoons are, but Jedi is not going to press the issue. I think he could have gotten a lot done here if he did.
Probably just worry about mines and like the vulture backstab.
Oh, that's definitely true.
Yeah, I feel like Jedi probably knows that he's ahead. He's a significant amount of workers ahead. He got his expansion up earlier.
Yeah, he's up. What is this? 22 supply this early in the game. Like Radley had a failed 2 factory. He just had another failed delayed push. Like, Jedi's in a fantastic position to take this 2-0.
I think he knows that he doesn't have to risk like charging across the map.
That's definitely true.
But yeah, he's getting his 3rd up.
Getting his 3rd, he could probably take a 4th.
Yeah, but like given the state of this game, that's a really solid 3rd.
Yeah, and he's got, if you see this probe on the top left, he's doing something really smart. He's putting pylons wherever the turn third could be, just so he has that scout as well. But I noticed that he doesn't build too many observers. We didn't see too many observers in the last game. We saw him to a point where he built a Corsair.
Yeah.
And we see that he's made these 2 observers. He's not making any more. Now, you only really want to make 2 before you put your Citadel down so you can save the gas, but he isn't putting a Citadel down. So, well, actually, the Citadel just goes down as I say that. So maybe now he'll continue to make some observers. Maybe it's just the paranoid way that I like to play Protoss versus Turn, but I like to have observers everywhere, pretty much map hack.
It's so important. Plus, I lose them all the time, so I need replacements.
Exactly. I like to have one over the tank count, one in the Terran third, one outside their natural, one in dropship routes. Now we see Radley going up to 4 factories, so it looks like he's probably going to stay on 2 bases here. Last game we thought he was, but he was only on 3 factories. Over here, this 4 factory push could be strong with these short rush distances, but he's so far behind that I think the longer this game goes, the further he's going to fall behind, so this might be his only real option.
Makes a lot of sense.
We see a Vulture trying to deny Jedi's third, but little does he know that third is already up in the mid left.
This would be a weird place for Protoss to put his third, like on the attack route for turn.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a little tucked away, but I definitely wouldn't do that. I agree. Like if Terran sieges, you can't defend it. But again, there's also a thing where maybe he's not so familiar with this map. I know I'm not. I don't even think about the fact that, you know, if Terran were to siege outside that, you're cut off. So definitely Jedi making the right decision.
Sorry, he does discover the real third. But
that's right.
He's already there to push it away.
Yeah, and Jedi doing the smart thing. He's picked the base that's the furthest away physically from the Terran. So that's always a good. This is always a good thing to use to decide where to expand.
So we do. Terran's going up to 6 factories now, so we're definitely going to see strong 2 base push. And we only see 4 gateways from Protoss, so that's always dangerous. And he's starting
yeah, for sure.
And a Stargate, so I don't think he has any idea that push is about to come out soon.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have an observer in the main base, but he must suspect this because he knows that Radley doesn't have a third, and we're 12 minutes into this game. So the only real option here is a 6 factory or a 7 factory push. And it's going to be especially strong in this map because it's Reap the Storm, but with how far behind Radley got in the early game, if this was off like a regular Axe expand or a factory expand, fine, but this is off a failed 2 factory, so who knows? I don't know if this is going to work that well.
I think it has the potential to be pretty powerful. He's going to have a +1. He's got a decent amount of tanks. I think it'll come down to like micro and positioning here.
Yeah, the thing's going for Radley here is that his speed is not done. He has no zealots. He has 4 zealots in this shuttle, but Radley does have a couple of Goliaths. Like, he doesn't have a good army composition or the gateway count that you would want. And normally when you see a 6 factor, you want to get up to 7, 8, 9, 10 gateways. You want to reach your speed right away, and you want to get zealots in your army mix. Maybe even put in a DT and waste your scans. But Jedi 1, I guess I feel like he should have known this was happening, even though he didn't have the observer because there was no third. But so there is a chance that this works. Radley going around the left again, but his tanks are all alone here. They got separated in the first game, and he might just lose all of these tanks. He did this in the first game where he just separated the vultures from the tanks and he might get surrounded here. He's down to 5 tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. I mean,
it's not enough.
It's hard to go on this ramp, but I think Protoss can afford to do it.
Yeah, he's gonna get surrounded. Protoss, yeah, I think this might be it this is insane. Yeah, I feel like even in the first game, if you just kept those tanks together, like that could have been a completely different game. Same with this, like if you kept the tanks with the vultures, like it would have been.
Yeah, I think he was just not aware that Jedi knew where his army was. And
we missed it, but we have another Corsair.
Yeah, I saw that fly over
to make Corsairs. Wow, that's really awesome.
I really want to know like what that's about.
It's probably a great way to get past the turrets if they make a turret ring.
Yeah.
But if you make observers earlier, you can get past the turret ring. But I guess with his 2 gateway before Nexus build, maybe he doesn't get observers early, and so he's learned to make Corsairs. But definitely a really creative way to scout the Terran here.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. I might try it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that expensive to get one, so.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're Protoss, we can afford it.
Yeah, and it is way faster than an observer. So I guess
and it can
to,
get
like,
past
check the map. Yeah.
Exactly. Like there's when you're making a Stargate, when you're getting arbiters anyway, there's a good period of time where your Stargate isn't doing anything because you have to start your arbiter tribunal after. So that seems to be the period where he makes this Corsair. Definitely really cool. I've never seen it before, but super cool.
Very big brain.
Maybe too big brain, but can't knock it till you try it.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like this is we got here in a different way, but this is kind of a similar situation to the first game where now Terran's going to take a long time to rebuild, and Protoss is going to have free reign of the map. We have Vultures trying to do damage here, but the probes aren't even here yet.
Well, in the first game, I felt like Radley was at an advantage until he messed up with those tanks. Like, he got his third and fourth before Jedi, whereas in this case, like, he is not going to get one. It just doesn't look like it. But pushing into this is not a good idea here. This is the only way that Bradley can get back into the game is if Protoss suicides the entire army into a tank meat
Jedi's
grinder.
like, alright, what's the one way I could lose? Well, I could throw away my army while he kills my fourth. Alright,
yeah, now like you can say that, you know, Jedi, it was like 90-10, now it's like 70-30. Like he's definitely like really
there's no units here to defend the third either. These Vultures are just gonna ignore these cannons and get all these probes. So
yeah, the thing about Reap the Storm is like your entrance is so narrow that Protoss can really take map control because Terran has to move out to take a third here, and so he could have just taken the whole map and played defensive. But instead he pushed in. It was definitely not a great move. I think he still's got the advantage, but let's see what happens. I mean, I don't see how Radley's gonna take a third though.
Yeah, I think Jedi's still ahead. Like he still has more probes. He's still on 3 bases. He's getting a fourth in that place we talked about earlier, actually. But that's the kind of thing that has to happen if Radley wants to get back into it. Like he didn't lose any tanks for that.
Yeah, I mean, the only way he gets back in is if Jedi makes mistakes. And the bad part about this map here and Radley's position here is that the easiest third to take here doesn't have a gas, and it only has 7 mineral patches. So he's going to end up being stuck in a position. Let's say hypothetically he takes this, he's going to be stuck in a position with just 1 or 2 gas, and it's never a good position to be in.
And that mineral line is so exposed. Like a Templar could just storm that from outside the base.
Yeah, you can storm that from your home. Like it's fine. But we see another push coming from Radley. He doesn't have he has a lot of tanks and not a lot of supporting units. He has some Goliaths, but you know, actually when I play PvT, I kind of like seeing Goliaths because it means you're going to see less mines.
We do have
but this army is getting butchered right now. Not enough zealots. Not enough zealots.
Stasis didn't help either. It was just 1 tank.
Yeah, definitely not a great stasis there. It's just 1 tank sitting in the cold. So David blading it. One of the difficult things about this map, another one, is that the mains are so small that you can't really fit a lot of gateways. Yeah, so Jedi 1 has like 8 gateways. That's it.
He's having trouble fitting these in there.
At this point, you want like 12. It's definitely tough. And now he's going to take out this other expansion here. And Jedi 1's trying to retake a 4th in the bottom left again. So Radley's doing a really good job given the position he's in, to give himself a fighting chance in this game.
There would be a 3rd command center being built at that mineral-only location that we talked about earlier, so he's going to get some kind of income out of it.
He's got his 4th. He's trying to take 2 at the same time. I think that high ground it might be better because it's a lot tougher to push up this than getting that open expansion over there. I think again, these tanks are all alone, no supporting units. Where are the Vultures?
And this keeps happening. I think there's Vultures at the 4th of Protoss, but he really needs them at home with his army.
Meanwhile, Jedi 1 has no zealot, so he still can't engage these guys. He's trying to take out this 3rd, so it's not a completely bad move, especially because now that these tanks are sort of all alone doing nothing. Like, he took out this base, great, but now they're useless until they move, actually. So it's... Yeah, no, Radley needs to figure out a way to take another gas, another base. Like, he really needs... What he can do is unsiege these tanks and maybe even, like, sandwich these Protoss units, but he's not doing anything.
In trouble here. squad here.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the special forces team of like 6 dragoons and 3 zealots.
It's like a micro map.
Yeah, in the mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good basis.
All
Yeah,
these things are going down.
that's what I like to see. No, I don't think Jedi has any idea about the mid right here, but if he does, I think he's going to go up and take it out.
Oh, well, looks like he's going to go check it
out.
anyway.
Oh, and Radley just lift.
Very nice.
Well, let's look at these supplies. It's really gotten a lot closer now. They're within 20 supply of each other, which is sort of where you want to be.
Yeah, and another expansion attempt is going to get shut down by these vultures. Like, Radley's doing such a good job.
Yeah, no, Radley's doing a great job. And Jedi 1's now mined out in his main. So Jedi is on 1, 2 Nexuses really mining. Radley is on 2 as well now that he has a mineral only up. So this game is a lot closer than it was a couple minutes ago.
Like Radley's done like everything he needs to do to come back.
For sure. And Jedi 1's definitely made a few mistakes. You know, walking into that butcher zone in the natural, and then even just not making enough zealots. Now he's got a lot of zealots, but he's got no dragoons.
That's my pain forever. Like, I don't know what's gonna die in the fight, and I make the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, being Protoss is tough, man.
Yeah, like I pick 2 different units. This race is so hard.
This is insane. Do I make zealots or do I make dragoons now? Like, my head hurts. So, yeah, it's anyway.
just Protoss things.
I'm sure everybody can relate.
And 4th base. Oh, I think we're gonna see a recall.
Oh, we're into the main, and we got no mines in position.
Nothing to here to defend it.
Nothing here. Radley sees this now, but it's a kind of a small recall. Just a little, you know, special forces team of zealots that are gonna go try to take some tanks.
Just 2 goons here. Like, vultures could be able to clean this up. It is forcing a big reaction. I'd like to see. Yeah, and we do see Jedi moving with the rest of his army back to that 4th base, so he's doing a good job of capitalizing.
Sure. And Radley thinking about this, and he's pulling some tanks back because he knows this might happen. But this is a great opportunity. If Radley can take this 4th, he's in this game, I think. Yeah. But like, he's got those tanks just idling in his 3rd right now, and he's got an army in his 4th, so it's gonna be a rough time. Meanwhile, Zealots are still taking out supply depots and missile turrets, just being a general hindrance.
Yeah, a Jedi takes out the only armory and this 4th command center. So I think that recall is fantastic.
Definitely a great recall. Yeah, I mean, Radley is only on, 1-1-1-0 actually. Meanwhile, Jedi's on 3-0. So, and 1-0 is going to be there for a while as his army gets built into natural. So Jedi's definitely got a significant upgrade advantage.
Oh, we have another Arbiter getting ready for recall, kind of in the top middle of the map. Looks like he's going to recall either back in the main again or like on the mineral line here.
Yeah, but he's got to make a decision if he wants to defend this middle base or if he wants to do a recall.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about this. Like, tanks on this mineral line is so hard.
Yeah, I mean, what is he really recalling onto here? You know, there's no mining going on here. Like, he can try to take out the factories, but that's going to take a while. Meanwhile, he's losing his mining over there. He's starting to mine out his natural. He might be down to 1 base soon. I think he should have went and defended his middle base, because he could have taken out a lot of army there, and then he would have really had full map control. Meanwhile, we see these tanks all alone yet again. These tanks are loner tanks.
Okay, here we go. So Jedi's army is at its natural.
Well, Jedi's got twice the supply of Radley at this point.
Yeah, these tanks are doomed again.
These tanks are definitely doomed. This is all of Radley's army. I think Radley did a really good job, but it was just that 2 factory just failed really hard.
It was such a hard-fought game from Radley. Like, he did everything that he could have done really to come back in the game.
And you could trace this all down to him just not seeing that probe sitting in his, hiding in his base. Yeah. It's crazy how just one mistake can really just have a domino effect on the rest of the game.
And that means that with another 2-0, Jedi is going to go to the winner's set to play against Gauss.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see another one of Gauss's PvPs. Let's see how Jedi fights against two gates and a shield battery. I'm just trying to learn how to defend this because I get this happens to me in ladder too often, especially with Eclipse now as a map. Gateways are bound to be anywhere. So
I think I'm gonna take a quick break.
sounds good. Let's do
The
it.
next set, I'm gonna get the lobby up and then go out.
Yeah, I think I need a quick break as well. Sounds good. And I gotta take my notepad out as well so I can learn how to defend against these
Some
Protosses.
build orders.
Learn some builders, that's right. Might have to rewind this replay a couple times.
Alright, so let me just say it officially. Yeah, we're going on break for like 5 minutes. So we're back, everyone. Thanks for watching. All right, everybody, welcome back to the, I guess, roughly second half of our broadcast today. We're about to get into the winners match here between Jedi and Gauss.
Excited. The winner of this goes into the round of 8 of Chobo League, which they should really consider renaming.
Exactly.
Because none of these guys are Chobos. So, because if they are, what does that make me? Anyway.
Exactly. Like, they have to be really good because they beat you, right? Like, they must be really, really good.
Exactly. I don't know how they did it, but...
Right here in the bottom left, winning a hard-fought series against Radley with the blue Protoss Jedi 1.
And in the bottom right, we have the red Protoss Gauss. And we saw both of these guys 2-0 their opponents. Saw Gauss 2-0 Crane in a PvP, and we saw Jedi showing some really strong play in his PvT against Radley.
And it's interesting because we saw the Jedi open like really safe and defensive both games, and we know that Gauss is a very aggressive player. Although he did mix it up in the first game, and this is the same matchup. So we'll have to see how that goes. But
how do you feel about PvP on Silphid?
Oh, I was about to say, like, you know, we know that Gauss likes 2-gate, and this is like this map is so good for 2-gate.
Yeah, any map with no ramp is fantastic for 2-gate.
No
a lot of
ramp,
Protosses...
like, the rush distances aren't that long. Like, it's only 3 spawns.
Exactly.
Scout, like...
Exactly, and a lot of Protosses like to go. Even if you do go single gate, you go from single gate into like a 3-gate build almost because because there's no ramp. If you get a good engagement, you win the game. But that's PvP. Excited to see how Gauss plays this. If he's gonna go for a Gaz or if he's gonna go for a 2-gate. I feel like this is an ideal map for a 2-gate. But
I mean, if you are a player who ever goes 2-gate, like this is the
exactly.
map.
And for Jedi 1, we've seen him play incredibly safe against Radley, so I'm excited to see how he plays. And so we see Gauss actually taking his gas.
Oh man,
so
I wanted to learn something.
Yeah, exactly. And depending on what kind of Protoss you are, you could be trying to learn something from Gauss, or you could be trying to learn something
why not both?
from Jedi. But now we see both of these guys scouting the wrong position. And they'll figure that out. Jedi's confirming, yep, indeed, he is not there.
I mean, I've had games where I got mind gamed, like the probe, they move their probe in a funny way to trick me. So I definitely understand and continue to check that base.
I've definitely overthunk it sometimes. I'm like, oh, maybe he's trying to mind game me, and I'm like, no, he's not that good.
This is like the C rank ladder, like.
Yeah, no, he's no way. If he's putting, so I just listen to common sense. If I see him going inside a base, he's not in that base. I turn around.
Both players gonna scout each other.
Both players getting the zealot. Yeah, I feel like you need to get a zealot first. Obviously, like I've seen Bonnet not do it, but he's Bonnet.
Yeah, it's
like a lot of better
really
players.
Ballsy not to get it. Like you'll be safe like half of the time not getting it, but it really sucks when you don't get it.
Yeah, it's like I guess risk versus reward, right? Like you're gonna go up a probe, which is really important in PvP, but you could potentially really get screwed in the early game. So it's kind of things can snowball if your zealot gets in and then a dragoon follows. So I always definitely, especially on a no ramp base, like I definitely get a zealot. And now we see Jedi 1 getting a second gateway at 21. So what this essentially does is it lets you get 4 dragoons as soon as range finishes. And we see actually they're going for an identical build. So it lets you get 4 dragoons as soon as range finishes. And typically if the other Protoss is going for a 1-gate robo, for example, you'll have 4 dragoons against 3 dragoons. You'll have a 1 dragoon advantage, which can really, really snowball, especially if you get that first shot. So, but we see them both doing a similar build.
Yeah, and you do this build a lot in PvP, right?
I do it a lot, and it's something I've really so I've downloaded like probably over 1,000 Bonnet replays and I've watched. So I mean literally, so this is something I've copied from him, and it's really effective actually. I've gotten a lot of wins off of just taking advantage and snowballing, and it's still pretty solid. Only thing it really loses to, like in terms of like outright, is if someone goes DT before range, and your observer gets there a little late. But other than that, it's like a really solid build to open with, especially on this map with no ramp. Now we see Gauss taking a 3rd gateway, whereas Jedi is getting a Robo. So they're doing completely different follow-ups. Gauss is going to have more Dragoons definitively. He might just end up winning this game off having more Dragoons.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Like ordinarily, like a 2-gate can defend a 3-gate, but on this map, the defender's advantage is much less because of the flat ground. So I'm not like completely sure how this works out.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the problem is like if both sides are microing the same, even if you have one Dragoon advantage, it sort of does snowball. And skipping a Robo, and he's not gonna get punished for skipping a Robo because his opponent isn't going DT. So this is sort of almost ideal. The only thing more ideal for Gauss in this situation would have been like a 1-gate expand. So, and we see, but Jedi is getting some great hits, 3 Dragoons to 6 Dragoons, and he's got these Dragoons rallying one at a time, and they're all separated. So it's not useful to have 3 gates if your Dragoons are in different groups. So it's definitely a little bit of overextension from Gauss here. Maybe he expected 1 gate play, and instead we see 2.
It's really funny, like Gauss is like retreating towards Jedi's base here. I think there's enough goons from Jedi to win this fight.
Oh yeah, for sure. Jedi's got 6 Dragoons here. Gauss has 5. Now Gauss has 4, and one of them is severely injured. So yeah, Jedi's gonna clean up. This is really good for Jedi. Plus he has this robotics up, and meanwhile there's no tech out for Gauss.
Yeah, I feel like Gauss got greedy and like he attacked before his advantage from the 3rd gate could really pay off. Like he had like he only got like 1 or 2 rounds out of it, and his units weren't grouped up enough to fight Jedi.
I think he just needed to wait another 10 seconds and get those units together. Yeah, he didn't have a goon advantage when he engaged. And so he definitely miscalculated.
Oh, now
and he's gonna lose this Dragoon, and 4 versus 3. We know I'm not great at math, but not that much. So yeah, but he's got 3 more Dragoons following up, so he's gonna be okay. But he's gonna see no benefits from this 3-gate. So
yeah,
I'm completely
he's
wrong.
not in danger of dying, but he's also not ahead.
So Gauss doubling down. He's putting down a Citadel and a 4th gate.
Oh man.
So this can either be DTs or it can be 4-gate speed lot. And I guess we'll find out what he's doing. 4-gate speed lot's definitely good on this map again for the same reason. No ramp. And it's always tough, especially when I see 4-gate speed lot. I essentially just put down a Temple Archive of my own and a Forge because they're not gonna have any detection. And Jedi 1 should catch this shortly. You got an observer coming in.
And it is going to be speed.
Jedi
is trying to expand. He already has Reaver tech on the way. Reavers are really good against like low numbers of Zealots, even with speed.
Exactly. At this point, he just needs to play defensive, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's got his Dragoons in a defensive arc. He's got a shield battery. He's got a Reaver on the way. He's got a 3rd gateway coming. I think Jedi is responding to this perfectly.
Yeah, I don't think there's even a need to like put down the Nexus. Like, that's just a risk at this point.
Exactly.
Do you think he should just stay in his main? Like, I guess you don't want to get contained.
Who, Jedi?
Yeah.
I think he should absolutely stay in his main until he has a Reaver out, for sure.
Yeah,
so
he's committed to holding this ground.
So what Gauss is going to do is he's going to just rally Zealots, and when speed finishes, he's just going to try to overrun. So you don't want to be in a position where you're out in the field. You want to play defensive. You want to have a Reaver, and you want to get as much Reaver shots as possible in this arc. You want Gauss to come inside this arc. I know Zealots don't really care about the arc as much, but I definitely think
they will have to be like bumped up through the choke, and that'd be perfect for the Reaver.
Jedi just needs to defend, and that's it. And here we are. This is it. He needs to get this Reaver in position, and he needs to target these Zealots. That's really what it is.
Oh, it's just like 1 Zealot by itself.
It's fine though. I think he's still holding just fine. And no, he's got a good clump of Zealots there. He got another shot. This Reaver is untouched. Plus he's got the shield battery, and he's gonna hold no problem.
I think Gauss just attacked too early again. Like he needed like 1 or 2 more waves of Zealots for it to really make a difference. He's probably scared because he sees like the Reaver coming out and all these goons, but I don't think.
Yeah, I think maybe he was trying to hit before the Reaver would come out, but I think he pushed as soon as the speed finished. So I think that is a timing there, but Jedi managed to get his Reaver out. I think a lot of Protosses would have expanded in Jedi's position, and maybe that's what Gauss was counting on. I think I probably would have tried to expand and defend with the Reaver, but Jedi just fully double down on defending, and I think it really paid off here.
Oh man, and now Gus is getting a Templar Archives, but the Observer sees it, so I don't think there's
Yes.
any chance of that paying off.
I feel like if Jedi decided to just start a Citadel now, he will still get DTs in time before Gauss has any. And another try by these zealots, and
trying to side the Reaver. Shuttle
getting melted. Yeah, Shuttle picks it up, takes it back. Great micro. He can recover its shield, and he gets his Nexus up. And I think Jedi has a really solid advantage here.
Well, we're seeing Storm. I don't think I've ever seen Storm on one base in this matchup.
Jeez, can't count anything out when it comes to Protoss, man.
Yeah. Well, we have a hidden base up here. Can be very hard to scout.
Gauss is the absolute perfect type of Protoss that everybody loves to run into on ladder, getting the secret bases. Everyone's favorite Protoss. He's the Protoss that every turn wishes to meet on ladder. So.
But I don't know if I feel like Jedi has built up a decent army advantage here. He's got 2 Reavers in a shuttle now. I don't think he's going to be expecting more Templar. Oh, the Storms are not quite ready.
Useless. Yeah, no, this Storm, he doesn't have enough energy for Storm. Storm isn't finished teching yet. This is the perfect time for Jedi to push. Oh, what? He can't lose this Reaver, this shuttle, and he almost, but he only has 2 Dragoons. I think Jedi, I don't see how,
unless
I don't see how he gets out of his base.
Like the best Storms ever.
Yeah, unless Jangbi takes over his soul. Yeah, I don't see it happening. Meanwhile, Jedi's getting he's just gonna start transferring probes to his 4th. Making Dragoons. He's just in a great position. He's got this arc. Great Storm.
Misses the Reaver though. Like,
really good Storm though. Really good Storm from Gauss. But is it gonna be enough? I don't think so. It's another good Storm.
Reaver scoots into it, but it's just not enough. You need like the beat.
Not enough. He's down 23 supply. And I think Jedi has done it. He's defended everything else threw at him, and now he's got complete control of the game. Yeah, he can just go into this probe line and really wreck this game.
Or just kill the gateways.
Or just kill the gateways, right?
That's an efficient
But
use. Scared.
No, Jedi is just showing fantastic fundamental PvP here. Just really good defensive decisions. Like, he made a great decision not taking the Nexus, made a great decision staying in his natural, the arc, getting that shield battery. He knew he was facing, and he knew he just had to survive it. And now he unpowers 2 of these gateways. Like, he's in a great position. Is that no GG? Just can't. Everyone's favorite Protoss. You can't expect a GG.
It could be TeamSpeak or something.
And no, that's true. I've definitely made that mistake in the past.
But no, let's just flame this guy. Let's go all in.
I've already committed. Oh man, really impressive PvP from Jedi. Jedi hasn't dropped a game yet.
Yeah.
Jedi just rolling through.
Alright, we have in a little sneak peek. We have Crane in the chat saying, "You have no idea more peak Protoss is coming in this cast," and
oh man,
I'm excited.
No spoilers here, but I think I know. Crane, sometimes it doesn't pay to be an honorable Protoss. You got to take the cartel money sometimes. Let's see how this is a big map, Polypoid. We saw against Crane, we saw Gauss do his pylon scout into the double gate and then shield battery in the natural. So let's see if he does the same thing here against Jedi, and how Jedi 1 defends this on Bombastoid. I think it's amazing. BSL is on the map, man. We got to make BSL 11 happen. The hero. And we have our evil villain Protoss on the bottom left. We have Gauss. And Gauss has been fantastic, though. He's shown really smart play, especially in the mid game against Crane. And listen, if something works, you can't really hate on it. Like if a 2-gate build works, and it has been, he's in the round of 16. He's 2-1 today. 2-0'd Crane, who's a very solid Protoss. Like, he can't knock it. But I'm definitely excited to see these 2 different styles, because we've definitely seen Jedi 1 play more of a conservative, sort of a style that Crane even plays. Conservative brand of Protoss, whereas Gauss plays more of a creative brand. So definitely excited to see this. Yeah, And we see the pylon scout, so maybe we can expect to see the same thing again from Gauss. I think that's a tell with Gauss. I think when he pylon scouts, he's going to do something very aggressive, and when he scouts after gas, he's going to take a gas. So he definitely scouts later when he's doing one gate. Yeah, I mean, as you see more games, you can definitely scout some of these tells for sure out of players. Well, it's not really mind games. I think he wants this probe to be in the natural, in position to get that pylon out as early as possible. I think he might time it as his second pylon. So this is like part of his timing. Good news for Jedi 1. This is cross position on Polypoid, which has really long rush distances, mostly because of the positions of these ramps. Right, so like on Fighting Spirit, the ramps are more facing towards each other and the bases are a little bigger, whereas on Polypoid they're a little more in, and so this is the longest distance possible for this double gate. So that's something going in Jedi's favor. But yeah, I'm sure Gauss isn't going to be happy to see that he's cross position. But yeah, and let's see if he throws down this pylon in the natural the way he did against Crane. Jedi doesn't know what he's playing against yet. He's going to see the 2-gate shortly. Oh, I mean, you can do a 10-12 gate without a battery. This is the Gauss special. So, and we see the probe in position to put a pylon down. And there it is. No. Really, really smart. So Jedi's playing really smart here. One, he's checked for this pylon, so this battery's not getting down. Second, if you look in Jedi's mineral line, he put a pylon behind his mineral line, so Zealots can't play merry-go-round around your mineral line here. Now, it's not always a great idea. For example, if you like block off behind your mineral line and you get Manor Pylon, it could actually really, really ruin your probe mining. But given that this is sort of in the middle, and you see there's still a gap on top of it a little bit, like I think this is a great. This on this position on this map is a great place to put it. But we see 3 Zealots, another probe coming. Gauss is gonna get this shield battery down whether you like it or not. But Jedi sees this, and his response, unlike Crane's, isn't to make a Dragoon, but he's just going up to 3 Zealots. And now he's making this Dragoon, but he also is skipping range. So we have 3 Zealots versus 3 Zealots and shield battery. So, but we do have Defender's advantage here as well. Dragoon coming out shortly. So I think Jedi's in a great position to hold this, especially with this cross position. And he's got his own shield battery coming up. Yeah, I mean, it could just be a matter of him not having the pylon coverage. Really, I think, and he even pulls probes. I think Jedi is gonna hold this fantastically. Like, and we've seen this in the past in the other matchups. He just plays safe. If I need to pull probes, that's fine. If I need to make a little eco sacrifice, that's fine. As long as I get to the mid game, because he's really confident in his play. Absolutely. We have double shield battery, like we had talked about before this cast, and there it is, the Gauss special. But I think Jedi won. He did have a little bit of good luck with the cross position, but he's doing a fantastic job defending this. Now he's got 3 Dragoons. I don't see how Gauss breaks this. And now his Gauss has a forge coming up, so we're gonna see cannons.
Yeah. Oh man.
The full Protoss experience.
Peak Protoss, like we were saying earlier.
Peak Protoss. But let's 4 Dragoons.
Yeah,
range
like
started.
The critical massive dudes.
Yeah, this is just at a point where I don't think Gauss can come back from this.
Yeah, he's even being brave enough to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not even gonna try to put cannons down. Yeah, so this forge is gonna go for naught because he doesn't have a pylon in his natural, right? So he's not gonna be able to put cannons up and make an expansion. And I think this forge was intended to try to contain, and so it's just a waste of a forge.
And now he has to build a cannon at his own main ramp.
That is a ramp. You know, this is a tell for. This is a tell for one of those guys who hide nexus all over the map and go carriers.
Yeah.
Have you ever played against that on ladder?
Oh god, I don't think I've seen the carriers.
It's the worst.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, what I've started to do is I've started making containing them with cannons and just building like nexuses in their naturals and just playing it that way.
Oh, look at these zealots sneak past Jedi
yeah,
get the mineral line. That's really
you always have to watch out for that. When you're playing against a 2-gate, there's always going to be a zealot or 2 hidden to get into the main. And and of course Gauss will know about this. So, but if these 3 zealots can hold this main, there's only 1 cannon, another one warping in against 6 dragoons.
Could pop that cannon if they get up the ramp. It looks like he's gonna decide not to do that.
I think he doesn't know how many cannons are up there, so he's opting, and we've seen this time and time. He just goes for the safe option, and this one he's not gonna break. He's not gonna try to break it.
Plus, I feel like anytime like you force your opponent to cannon into me, you don't have any pressure on you.
Yeah, he's up 15 supply. He's up 5 probes. There's 7 minutes in the game. He's got full control. What I would do in his position: get this natural up, and then send a probe and rally click it to every base of the map and make sure there's no secret expansion, and you just play it from there. Get observer out.
It looks like he's going straight to Reaver Tech because he got this shuttle first, but we don't. Oh, okay, never mind. We have this giant observatory in the middle of space.
He has an observatory. He's starting an observer. When you see cannons, Protoss brains, we instantly think the other guy's going DT. But we see in this case that's not the case. But definitely a logical conclusion to come to, and always a safe option. And we see this Dragoon checking every base in the map, probably doing exactly what I asked that probe to do. And we see a Zealot in the mid right doing the same thing, covering more ground, because you don't want to get there and there's 7 cannons on the ramp warping in, so you want to get there as early as possible. Yeah, no, I think Jedi is in a really, really strong position to get out of this group 4-0. Like, the winner goes to the round of 8, and let's see what happens, man. But I think Jedi's in an ideal position here.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like Jedi knew exactly what he wanted to do against this kind of 2-gate build.
Meanwhile, Gauss playing in the blind, he has to make a cannon in his main because he doesn't know if a DT drop is coming. He doesn't know anything. So I don't really know what his options are here. I don't know what his comeback mechanism is. Like, I think his only comeback mechanism is if he were to make a Reaver and get some really, really, really lucky, really good Reaver shots out. And we see him tagging to Reaver. And we see him taking a probe in the shuttle as well. So he's going to try to get an expansion and then get a good Reaver shot or 2. And that's really the main way he can get out of this game.
Oh, this Zealot is going to get there right when this probe starts building this Nexus too.
Oh, man. So Jedi doing all the fundamentals really well, seeing this probe. And this probe wasn't even going to make one here. He was going to go to the bottom right, probably make some cannons on the ramp.
Yeah, so Jedi might not have been, like, it's possible he didn't notice the probe on the minimap.
Absolutely possible.
Wow.
And so this might end up turning out bad for Jedi because he thinks he's checked bottom right, and he thinks there's no probe out there. Meanwhile, there's a pylon going up on the ramp and a Nexus coming up. No. So, and he might not check again.
The shuttle might fly over here.
Let's find out. The shuttle does not see the pylon. Yep, does not see the pylon. Gauss is teching speed, so yeah, his comeback. He's just gonna try to get come back with the Reaver and a hidden expo. So, and the Nexus goes down in the bottom right. Shuttle halfway through speed is probably gonna zip in. He might wait until speed is done. Meanwhile, Jedi's coming in with a shuttle of his own. He's gonna be met with 2 Dragoons and a cannon. So easy to defend when you only have 1 base.
Exactly. I feel like Jedi is going to be able to defend the shuttle of Gauss just because he has goons all over his bases. But
definitely. I think he recognized that that's really the main way. He's got 4 Dragoons in his main. He's got the rest of them by his mineral line in his natural. So he's definitely in a good defensive posture.
Exactly. Oh, he's got this observer looking over the cliff.
Yeah. These are all a great position. So he's going to see this coming in. It's a speed shuttle, though, so we're going to be tested. But he's definitely going to see this shuttle right now. And he's got his goons in position. He should pull these probes, though. You don't want a lucky shot to still take out. It only takes out 1. Let's see. Oh, 3. Okay. But
not enough. Not enough to get Gauss back in the game. And it
definitely
looks like,
not enough.
Oh, the shuttle from Jedi discovers the hidden base with the
nice.
Citadel, too.
Perfect. This is fantastic. Everything's going Jedi's way here. is playing good, honorable Protoss, and it's paying off. Kids, if you're watching this, this is... Oh man. And yeah, I mean, I felt that Jedi's probe advantage would have been bigger by now, given that he's been on 2 Nexus for so long versus 1. But you see, it's only a 7 probe advantage.
Yeah, it seems like he's been like scrambling to try to cover every possibility.
Yeah,
Gauss could do.
There's like 19 things on the Protoss checklist, things that I can lose to still, and he's checking them off one by one. All right, well now I still have to worry about carriers. Yeah, I mean, you can't blame Gauss for still fighting. He's if he wins, if he wins the series, he's in the round of 8. So, in PvP, anything can happen. But this bottom right is being shut down.
I wish he brought like 1 zealot so he didn't have to kill this Nexus with scarabs. Like it's gonna take a lot of money to kill this Nexus.
That is true. I never count the. I always think of scarabs as free in my head, even though they cost 15 minerals.
I mean, like it's fine if you're hitting units, but like I think like even attacking a pylon, like you spend more money on the scarabs than they spend on the pylon.
That's true. But you don't want to over-engineer it.
Yeah.
He just and he catches this Reaver in the main. He pulls his probes in perfect time. Scarab looks like it's gonna dud. Gets nothing done here. But Gauss does do something smart. He's got these Dragoons in the high ground above Jedi's natural. So what a lot of Protosses will do is when they see a shuttle in their main, they're going to send a few to intercept it, and then a few to intercept the exit route. So this is always good to do to prevent that. But Jedi's army is so big.
Yeah, like, even up the high ground, it doesn't really
up a high ground against the Reaver, you could have whatever you want. I think Jedi is going to just walk up this ramp, and it's his. Yeah, I think with how defensively and smart Jedi is playing here, I think there's really no comeback mechanism left here.
Exactly.
He's going to give another go, but I don't see how the shuttle gets out. It is a speed shuttle. They are pretty wily, but... Yeah, it's 2 Reavers, so he might get some of these Dragoons, but that's the end of that. Now he's down 30 supply. He's chased these Dragoons all the way to the top left.
All the way to another vein.
We're in a Badabad now, and we're just chasing some Dragoons. He's got 2 Dragoons misrallied to Jedi. So it looks like he was intending to do some aggression if he re-rallied his gateways here. But not going to get much done here. He's just trying to barely get his natural up at this point, 14 minutes into the game.
Trying to get in here with a Reaver and he was railing here, so these aren't. Well, they do get a Reaver, which is nice. But
I mean, yeah, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. You can probably take down Jedi's natural and still lose this game.
And,
I think it's just too far in.
They are even on probes. Oh, never mind. All right, guys.
Another. So Jedi's gonna move on to the round of 8, not dropping a single game, just showing some really smart, really safe play. But if your standard play is gonna take you there, why do anything else? Exactly. Save your creative plays for the round of 4, round of 8. So I mean, yeah, Jedi showing some really impressive play, and Gauss, we're gonna see more of Gauss in the final game against the winner of Crane versus Radley. So I'm excited to see more of our favorite Protoss. I'm just reading the chat. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm muted. It happens to be like every time I cast. Professional.
This is peak production.
Exactly. So far, every game, the player that I arbitrarily identified as player 1 has won 2-0.
Wow.
Every set.
Who have you decided to arbitrate your player 1 to this game?
It's Crane.
Wow.
So we'll see.
Excited. Let's see. And I'm excited to see Crane's PBT. I've only seen it once before against Sabbath. I think Sabbath 6-facted him twice in a row.
Yeah.
Excited to see. Sabbath is very solid. Yeah, very, very good Terran. And I'm excited to see how Crane plays PvT against Radley here. And we've seen some really solid play from Radley. Honestly, like he shows some meticulous play. I think he just made some mistakes with some of his army movement, just leaving his tanks behind and things of that nature. But everything else, like his timings, his like decision making is really solid.
Absolutely. Like he knows how to come back in a game. Definitely, we saw like he knows everything that he has to do.
Yeah, it felt like, you know, when Jedi 1 got an advantage, the longer the game went, like, you know, Radley just, I guess, got rid of the gap. Like, he just caught up. But then when he would go engage, that's when he would fall behind again. So let's see if that continues here, and let's see what Crane's brand of PvT looks like. We saw Jedi 1's really safe, you know, just very, very cookie cutter bread and butter. Like, this is how you play PvT, kids, you know, like, write this down. And let's see how Crane plays it. I mean, Crane, the way he plays PvP, I would expect to see something similar. He just shows very, very solid macro-oriented play. But maybe he likes CTs. Maybe in PvT he's more of a Gauss. So let's see.
All right, in the top left, the blue Protoss, we have Crane.
And in the bottom left, we have our red Terran. We have Radley. We have Ash versus DM here. You know, Ash with a capital S. So, and DM with a capital M. Gotta know what this means.
Exactly. Strange signals.
Yes.
We're not
Secret signals. Yeah, not cool enough. Yes.
So
what do you think about Polyploid? Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. I like it. I like it. I know a lot of people say that the third with the high ground is like great for Terran. I kind of like it because it's open though. It's, you know, in Fighting Spirit you have to go up a ramp to really engage the Terran's third, and the Terran gets like a free third gas. On this map, this high ground third is more open. There's no gas. It's easy to sort of even like get Zealot drops on it. Like I kind of like it, and I like how big it is. I think the bigger a map is, the better it is for Protoss in the PvT because there's a lot more expansions. But I can definitely see how other people would disagree, and I think the long rush distances are good for PvT as well because every push is just slightly slower.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and like if you control the high grounds, it's really easy to stop like a FD or a 2-fac.
Exactly. Or even if they're doing like a 4 or 5 fact, like you can defend it. You can, you know, defend it on the high ground. That's it. So it's depending on which, you know, what the positions are. But I kind of like it. And I think it's like big, but not too big, and it invites a lot of like creative play for all matchups. Like PVZ is like, this is one of my favorite maps. I know Snow said he hates it, but hey, I'm not an S-class Protoss. I have a good time in my 1800 level playing a lot of PVZs here. So I'm excited to see how these guys approach this map. I know we've already seen Radley's TVP, and it's very, very solid. He probably likes this kind of map. A lot of expansions, you know, just solid macro-oriented style of map. Let's see how Crane approaches this.
Yeah, he's getting a pretty early command center here, like a Gaslight expansion here, even before the first Marina started.
Yeah, Rax expansion. Yeah, man, this is... And Crane is going to get the first scout on this. He's going to see this.
And start poking that SCV, going to force him to pull another worker down here. That's really annoying.
And let's see how Crane responds to this. I mean, sometimes there's two ways. You know, Protoss can just cancel their Dragoon and just throw down a Nexus at like 18, 19. And I've seen that. Well, there he's at 20 now. What I do is I don't get the second Dragoon. I'll just get the 21 Nexus and take the L. Other Protoss will be more aggressive and, you know, really punish. Because, you know, the tank is going to come out very late. The tank isn't going to come out until like...
Yeah.
I don't know the exact timing, but you're able to hit it for a while. And repairing a bunker takes a lot of time and a lot of money for the Terran. So there's a couple ways to look at it. And we see that
with this sim city, it would take a while for the tank to get around to defend the bunker. Like the bunker's kind of far away from the mineral line. Like this is pretty good for the goods just pounding on the bunker for a long time.
Unfortunately, Terran units can fly, so he can just and Crane doing sort of what I like to do in response is just take the Nexus at 21, and just pressure with the Dragoons that you do have. So, and this is sort of a middle of the ground. He's definitely like a little behind, but nothing that's really going to be that impactful. You definitely aren't able to punish the racks, especially if you scout after core, which is what Crane did, and which is what I like to do as well. But it's not a bad way to get into the mid game. We see this SCV getting a full scout. You don't really have to worry about early vulture aggression either against the Rax expand, because the factory is only halfway done here at 4:15. Range should be finishing shortly. Range should finish around 4:40, 4:45, and he's just going to whale out this bunker, and Radley's going to have to spend a lot of money repairing this.
Yeah, this kind of build, it gives Terran a nice economy, but also gives Protoss a long
Yeah, for sure. It definitely puts Terran on the back foot. But what we've seen in the past is that Terrans do have learned to do like a 2-factory push almost out of this. But we see that Radley's actually getting a starport. So he's going to go for drop play most likely after this, the starport this early. So I'm kind of excited to see how Crane defends because I definitely struggle. And we see he is harassing this bunker. He has another SCV in position under the starport. I wonder if that's for a second factory. I would imagine it is. Make 2 factories, tack up mines and speed, and do a vulture drop. Yeah, this tank just started. It's not going to be done until probably like another 20-30 seconds. So
I wish there was a way to know how much money you can spend on repairing. It's like I actually have like no conception of like I just know that it costs money. I don't know like how much money to spend on this.
Yeah, I wish I had that problem where I could just repair things. But
Yeah.
listen.
Advanced aliens haven't figured out how to fix it yet.
Yeah, no, they haven't fixed any things. That's right. They have pylons that like warp things into space, but they don't know what a wrench looks like.
Yeah, where just get a new one, man.
Yeah.
Just teleport a new one. Like at some point, like human civilization will be like that. Like,
Yeah. Excuse me as I fly away.
yeah.
Alright, so we see that he's teching Siege, so he just wants to stop repairing this. Siege just finishes. That's going to put an end to this bunker harass, but Crane doing a really good job forcing and taking this third at a really, this is an early third, take that 620.
Yeah, and but that's what you do against this kind of build. Like, one factory is not going to hurt you at all.
Yeah,
whoa, whoa, we're seeing 2 starport Wraith.
No way! Oh my god! Radley is showing some really creative.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Jedi 1 was scouting all around the map.
Say, we need that Corsair back.
Maybe we need that Corsair. Crane needs to build a Corsair here. Nah, he's got an observer, so he might see this, but he might just think this. You know, like rates are not on. Oh, he sees the 2. He sees the 2 starports.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really curious to see what happens because, like, I want to see this work. I want to see like 2-port cloak Wraith work, but I think Wraiths are just so terrible that I don't see how it could do anything.
Yeah, like can't you just throw down a forge? And we see Crane just throwing down a forge and just putting a cannon or 2 in each base, and you're sort of fine.
Yeah, I mean, like one goon could probably kill like 2 or 3 Wraiths. Like,
I guess the idea here would be to, I guess, scan observers and take them out, and then take out probes. But
yeah, but we don't even see like a control tower. We don't even see cloak.
But you know what you can't scan and get rid of? Cannons.
Exactly.
And Crane starting his upgrades a little early. He's got a cannon going up in his main.
He had to spend 2 scans on this observer because it was like on the edge of.
Oh man, yeah, that's definitely not good. You definitely want to use these scans. So yeah, I don't know how much it's gonna pay off. He's got 1 factory and 2 starports in a TVP, and it's there's already cannons up in every. Well, not in the natural, not yet because he didn't have a pylon there, but in the other 2 bases he does. So
yeah, I just don't see how it's getting done. But like, I want it to work because like, who the hell goes 2-port?
I don't want it to work. I don't listen. Lomo is no longer playing. Leda got eliminated. We don't need this. All right, I have enough to worry about in TVP. Listen, I want to see a starport and know that it means dropship. I don't want to have to consider rates. Oh man.
Let's just see. Let's see what. Oh, okay. Here we go. The cloak is coming.
He's gonna see. Yeah, Crane sees this. Probably thinking what is happening. But yeah, I don't know if he should be using all these scans on his observers here then. Because what's he otherwise going to use this for? He's not going to be able to engage the army without taking.
Look at this. Crane's like, all right, well, look, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm just gonna send a bunch of goons to your base and kill you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what this is.
You have 3 tanks.
Yeah.
And 2 Marines in a bunker. And a bunch of flying things that tickle. Yeah, I don't know how good of a strategy this is. I think this either shows like a lot of confidence coming out of Radley to pull out a build like this, or maybe he's just thought he would complete. Crane is just going in.
Whoa, that goons got past the barracks, but I think the tanks were set up well enough.
1 goon died of a broken neck when the barrack fell on him. Yeah, I mean, worth a try because you know that he's skimping on tanks. Yeah. But Radley's showing a really, really good response time landing that barracks. Because if that barracks didn't get landed, I think that tank in the natural gets sniped. There's only 1 tank left then, and I think Crane could have taken that game, but Riley's showing some good response times there. Where are these rates?
Yeah, they're just pulling up at the starboard. Like they're not even trying to harass yet.
No, because in order to attack, you need to get about 40 to 70 raids
Yeah,
to be able to do any damage. He's only at 6 now, so. Oh my god, they do 8 damage. This is like when arbiters try to kill a tank.
Yeah.
Like that's cute, but I don't know how this is gonna work.
Maybe they're gonna snipe arbiters. Like
I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, just keep the arbiters over goons, and like all the race will die.
Yeah, no, it can't be for arbiters. He must think that like maybe Crane forgot that he built two starports. Well, he must be getting to a point. Well, maybe his strategy is here. Listen, he's gonna make one cannon, right? You get enough rates to overpower one cannon, and suddenly you have free reign. But then what? Like, you run the probes to the other cannon, you make another cannon, and that's kind of it. Like, there's a reason raids really don't get made here. I mean, it's just. But maybe Radley will prove me wrong. Let's find out. He's got 9 raids.
Here we go. Oh, pick out the observer instantly.
Wow, nice. He did take out 2, but he lost 2 raids already, and one of them is severely damaged.
Yeah.
Alright, he's lost 2 raids. He took out 2 observers and a probe so far.
He's still scared to fight the cannon.
Yeah. Well, 7 raids seem to be enough for a cannon, so that's good. But he's taking out a few probes. But
there are 3 observers queued in the robo. He's like, all right.
Yeah,
I see how this works.
All right. I know what to do here. And does the scan see it? No, the scan didn't catch the observer.
Right. He's gonna get it now, but
another one. He got it now. But not before a Dragoon breaks the limbs of one of the raids. And there's 6 raids left. One of them is severely injured. I think he should just add a cannon in each mineral line, another one.
Yeah.
And just go take a 4th. And he does have a 4th actually. So it just doesn't seem like a good strategy. And look, and now he's down to 4 raids, 3 raids. Yeah.
Oh, another like
2 raids. Yeah, no, it doesn't even matter. You can just bring the probes back.
He's gonna get the arbiter though.
Is he though? Oh, he is. He gets the first arbiter, so he does see some returns on that, but I still don't think it's worth making 9 raids and 2 starports. It's just. Yeah,
they get some probes and 1 arbiter.
But we see Crane floating around 2,000 minerals here, because this did distract him a lot. He needs to make around 5-6 more gateways. He needs to be producing out of each of these gateways. He's low on gas. He needs to start taking gas in his 3rd, and remining gas in his main. Like it's definitely flustered him a little bit, but I still think he's significantly ahead here.
I feel like the mental effect of like, oh my god, am I gonna lose the wraiths?
Yeah, I mean the multitasking aspect of it, dealing with all these wraiths, they're sniping all the observers, definitely takes a lot of toll. But he's survived it, and now he just needs to make sure he uses this 1500, gets settled. I think he needs, what is he at now? 8 gateways. He needs to get up to like 12 or 13. Clearing out mines here. He knows that Bradley must have a 3rd somewhere. I don't know if he knows where it is. So.
Alright, the wraiths are back.
Are they? Where are they? Is he making more?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And he added a starport. He's tripling down.
Oh my god. What is happening?
What is happening? And he's actually upgrading air. He's got Terran ship plating here.
Oh no. Yeah, he has the attack and the armor for air.
Oh my gosh.
What is this?
So instead of tickling, they just sort of flick you.
At what point do you get 2 robos to make more observers?
Or you just make 2 cannons, which he does have.
Yeah. But like, you need him like with your army, or like eventually the wraiths will kill everything.
Yeah, I guess so. Or just I don't know.
Or oh god, like what if Crane gets like 1 Templar, he'll just storm all the wraiths.
Yeah, exactly. Or look, and he's gonna see more raids, and he's just like, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Radley's trying to take a 4th and a 5th probably in this high ground at the same time. Listen, I do have to commend Radley for having the mechanics to pull off a build like this, because this takes a lot of skill to be able to do this. and expand and, you know, army control and snipe observers. Like, it's a lot of skill to do this. I just don't know if it was the greatest strategy to do. But oh wow, these take out the Arbiter as well.
Like every race to do it.
That's true.
That's like, that was like 600 gas.
And now Crane is up 40 supply. He's just gonna go. I don't think he knows about the bottom bases, but I don't think he cares so much. And this is what I was talking about with this map. Like, you can push in because you don't have to go up a ramp. But really good mine positioning from Bradley.
Nice
but
mine drag.
it's a great drags. Fantastic job by Crane. Like, Crane did not let it fluster him too much. He is floating a lot of minerals here.
Yeah, it seems like he probably is flustered. Like, he's probably never played against Ravens.
Yeah, and he definitely is. He needs to balance his minerals and his gas a little better. He needs to take his gas at his 12 o'clock expansion. He has 3,700 minerals and 200 gas. So, but he is maxed out. Well, he's not. He's at 160, but he's gonna remax soon. But I think he should just add 6-7 gateways, add another gas, add a Stargate, and just. But the thing that Crane's not doing that we saw Jedi 1 always do, when Jedi got an advantage and he made sure that he covered all his bases. Crane isn't really scouting in the south of this map, so he has no idea that Radley has 2 more command centers, 3 in the bottom half of this map.
It seems like this group of units might be headed down there.
Yeah,
like,
no, absolutely. He's gonna see it eventually. He's gonna see it now probably, but I really feel like it's a little late. Like, it's still gonna get a lot done. He's still gonna take these things out, these bases out, but he's not as proactive, I think, with being around the map and making sure that there's no sneaky business happening.
Same time, we have a small move out here from Bradley with Vultures and Wraiths looking for reinforcements.
Yeah.
It's
the classic Vulture Wraith move out.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully all these Wraiths and Vultures can kill these 3 cannons.
They absolutely should be able to.
Yeah.
These vultures are at 1-1 upgrades. He's going to get all these probes. So Radley's doing a great job, given that he put himself in a very difficult position.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely knows what to do with Wraiths, but they're still just Wraiths.
Yeah. Now imagine if he built factories and tanks instead.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have a lot of luck in the 12 o'clock base as well, because there's only 1 cannon there, and there's and it's I don't see how Crane defends this. All of these probes going down.
Here. Very nice. Tyranny is up on SCVs, and he actually saved the command centers from those corner bases, so he still has potential for 8 economy here. It looks like he blocked his own expansion with the mine in the bottom.
Man. So now you know how that feels.
Yeah.
I mean, Radley's showing what he showed before, right? He's fallen behind a little bit, but he always manages to close the gap. Like, he shows really good decision making. Like, as soon as Crane was in the bottom of the map taking out those expansions, Radley punished him. Radley punished him and moved out. But we see the issue now. We saw the same issue against Jedi 1. Radley's natural actually mines out before his main, so he definitely has an issue with SCV distribution.
Yeah, he's got more than 36 SCVs here.
He's got like 30-40 SCVs there, and meanwhile in his main he only has 8 SCVs mining minerals. Like, it's definitely a distribution issue there. But at this point, I mean, they're both mined out, so it don't really matter. Let's get a base count here. So Crane is mined out as a natural as well before his main, but that's because of the Wraith abuse early in the game. They're both going to be at around 2 bases each soon. So a mineral only in a real game. So they're actually kind of even at the end of the day. Like, Crane does have a really massive bank, and he is maxed out, but it doesn't really seem like he's using his army to press his advantage on the map. He's got a max out army and is sitting in his natural. He's not making sure there's no expansions. He's not trying to catch these vultures. He's not, laying mines, not clearing mines. He's just sort of sitting there. So definitely less present on the map than he could be. Meanwhile, Radley doing his usual. He's gonna go try. Listen, if he gets these tanks in position on this high ground, on this mid right, he could realistically take 2 more bases.
Yeah.
And really still take this game despite this wacky race strategy. But he's doing this thing again where he leaves his tanks alone. You see his tank sitting alone in the middle right here.
These 5 tanks here, the BSL logo.
The classic Radley show really incredible solid play, and then the tanks go off on their own.
Looks like Crane is setting up a, what is this, 5th base? And
Fifth
trying
base.
To 6th, yeah.
Third mining, but if you really think about it, they're kind of both even in terms of their mining because Radley's doing the same thing in the bottom middle of the map, but he's taking 2 at once.
No, man, I don't think there's 5 tanks and a bunch of mines here, but I think this person can kill these bases again.
Nothing else, yeah. And Crane sending 1 zealot to take all these mines, so really good job there. And he's gonna see that these tanks are alone, so that means go. And anytime you see tanks alone, you gotta engage.
Oh yeah.
We have a max army of Crane coming in. He's at 2-0. Radley's at 2-1. So I mean, Radley has nothing here to defend us. He's got those few tanks, and that's it. He doesn't really have much of an army to speak of.
Well, the Wraiths and Vultures cleaned up the corner Protoss space. He's like gonna kill some more pros over here, but he's gonna lose like his entire economy down here at the bottom of the map.
Protoss is up 60 supply, and Terran is up 15 SCVs. So in reality, Protoss's army is up like 75 supply. So that's never a good position. But of course, 10 Wraiths take out a Nexus, as typical in all PvPs.
How many Wraiths do you think we've seen this game? Like 30 or 40 Wraiths?
These are 2-1 Wraiths.
Yeah. I've never seen a 2-1 Wraith.
You ever seen it? I've never seen a 2-1 Wraith. I didn't know the upgrades went that high for Wraiths. I've never thought I would see a 2-1 Wraith. It's incredible.
Like, at some point, Crane should just start making Corsairs.
Yeah, I think he should call Jedi 1 and ask for some advice, and Jedi 1's gonna be like, build a Corsair, baby, I do it every game.
Yeah, call Jedi, hey Jedi, what's the hotkey for Corsairs? I don't know.
Oh man, this is like a PVZ, yeah, mutas running around and just upgraded mutas, that's all this is.
Oh god, I can imagine cloak mutas.
Oh my god, don't give me nightmares. Regular mutas already give me nightmares.
Regular mutas don't even care if you see them.
But on the plus side for Crane here, he's kept Radley to 2 bases, especially with that engagement in the bottom middle. Wow, he takes out another Arbiter.
Another Arbiter goes down.
And he's got 2 bases. He's got a 3rd up as well. He just needs to transfer probes. He's getting his 4th up slowly. So I think Crane still has a very, very, very solid advantage here. He's got a big bank. He's got good upgrades. Well, 3. Oh, he's only operating on 1 forge, I'm guessing. He didn't get the 3 forge Jedi 1 from the first base build, but let's see, man. I don't see how Radley takes this game, to be honest. He's got 150 supply, and so much of it is in raids. Like, it's just he doesn't really have anything. He has 8 tanks. That's it. He has 8 tanks and a bunch of vultures. That's nothing.
He's doing such a good job, like killing bases and stuff.
His army movement is so good. He's doing so much with so little, but he just doesn't have enough army.
Yeah, just once the fight actually happens, he's gonna get rolled, I think.
I feel like if he just picked a standard, like just going for a 2-1, like a very standard turn play, I think he could have shown a much better game here. Like he's showing really impressive play, but it's too fancy almost. Like he's doing all this fancy stuff. At the end of the day, it's still a 200 Protoss army.
Yeah. Look at the top right. Look at how many cannons there are. He's like, oh my god, I do not want to lose another Nexus to Wraiths.
Normal Terrans see this and say, wow, that's a lot of cannons. Maybe I should make a tank. Radley sees this and sees my Wraiths aren't upgraded enough, clearly. I need more Star Force. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Well, you see Crane moving in. He might just want to try to end this game here because he knows that...
He should ignore this base on the cliff and just go for bases down here.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to play tank defense up there, you do that on your own time. And yeah, he's just cleaning up here. He's killing a lot of SCVs, getting to the rally point. I think Crane's got this game.
I don't know, man. The Wraiths are here. The Wraiths are on the defense.
Well, what are their upgrades? Can you give me an upgrade update?
They're still 2-1. See, that's the critical mistake. Everyone knows when you go Wraiths PvT, you have to get the +3 attack.
You need 3-2 raids to really fight a 200 Protoss army.
Then they do 11 damage on the ground.
They do 11 damage. This is equivalent to a zealot with a broken foot. Yeah, this is a little bit of a, I don't know. an iffy strategy choice. Maybe a little overconfident. Maybe he feels that he's a stronger player and he can get away with the strategy, show some cool games. But it
I
turns
feel like
out
this is like a game 2 or like a game 3 of best of 5 strategy. Like you're like up 2-0 and you want to style on him, then you bring this out.
yeah, exactly. This is like if you're up, you use it, right? But not on a game 1, because now you're in a position where you have to win the next 2 games. This is a loser's bracket.
Yeah.
You have to win the next 2 games or you get eliminated. And so it didn't seem like the wisest of strategies to use. And he really tripled down, literally.
Yeah.
3-star port, still making raids.
Like, I like it. Like, I'm glad that I got to see a Wraith game like this, and like I actually went long and like got good use out of the raids. Like,
Yeah, no, like I'm really impressed with like Radley's mechanics and his ability to manage this and do all of this successfully. Like he got a lot of use out of these raids, but at the end of the day, there's a reason we don't make raids in PvP.
Oh my god, he's gonna just kill every pylon in the main. Depower
Oh my
all
god.
these gateways.
Just like when you play one of those fastest passable map games,
Oh yeah.
and there's always that one guy that does something like this.
Oh my god, just depowered so much.
Like I depowered your gateways, and Crane is like, I wasn't using them anyway. I have 200, man. And on the plus side, these raids have killed so many arbiters that Crane doesn't have a recall to get into mid left. So this game will go on. I mean, I'm really impressed with Crane's ability. He didn't really make any mistakes. He played safe. He expanded. I think he could have been more forthcoming on the map, but he saw what he was up against and he responded appropriately, and he didn't get overwhelmed. And he's just doing a just really solid PvT. And we've seen that solid play will get you far, at least here. I mean, we see Jedi 1 not dropping a game, just playing solid every single game, nothing fancy. And Crane doing something similar. Now Crane did lose against Gauss, but he's showing some really strong play here. And also, we still have that to look forward to. Whoever wins this series gets to play against Gauss in the final deciders game map.
Yeah, we're gonna see more 2 gates.
Maybe we'll see rates versus shield batteries. Who knows?
That'd be amazing.
Really excited. So right now, yeah, I mean, actually, like, Radley's cleared the gap a little bit, 169 supply to 165.
Yeah, the
they have
supply's
similar
almost
banks. Radley's mining. He's about to mine out at 6 o'clock. He's down to the last like 400 or 500 minerals on each of these patches. He's got mid left. He's trying to get bottom right, but that's gonna get shut down right now. So he's really down to 1 base, 1.5 bases. Meanwhile, Crane is on 2 bases, so he doesn't have too much more actually. So we're doing all this ribbing of this raid strategy, but at the end of the day, like, this game is not.
This game is not over. Like,
this game is not over. Yeah.
And we're about to see +3 attack for air finish.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
+3? Insane.
It's almost done.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right. Wow. And that's something I never thought I would see. +3 raids.
Another arbor. It's been like
And
5 or
making
6
it work.
Yeah.
If Bradley wins this game, I have lost anything that I know about TDP, and I don't know anything. These raids are just gonna go and engage anything they see. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cannons on the top right. Can 11 3-2 raids take 7 cannons out? Let's find out in the next episode of this micro map. He's one-shotting these cannons.
Oh my god. This is amazing.
He is one. Oh my god. Absurd.
Wow.
Yeah, this is both impressive and outrageous, but it's the lucky noob saying I want Protoss to mind control an SCV. Listen, mind controlling an SCV would not be close to the weirdest thing that happened in this game. We have 3-2 raids. I want to know how many raids he built. He probably built 30, 40, 50 raids this game because he's always had a control group.
Yeah.
And look at this. He's playing ZBT here.
Yeah, I think Lucky Noob has the answer, like mind control an SCV and build Valkyries.
Build Valkyries. Build your own raids.
Or like get a scanner so that they can't kill your observer. They can't just kill your observer.
Yeah. Really, or one storm.
Yeah, or one storm.
Yeah, we haven't seen Templar at all.
It's like
Or
a Crane
like-
only has 1300 gas.
A couple of Corsairs. Like I actually had a game where I had Corsairs against Wraiths, and it's not fair. Like Corsairs just delete Wraiths.
I believe it. Yeah, there definitely seems to be like 9 different counters to raids.
Yeah.
And so
And
Could
Crane
build
isn't doing
Corsair.
any of them.
yeah, well he did build the cannons and he
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
let it affect him too
Oh
much.
no! All
but-
the Wraiths fly over the army. Down to 2.
Oh,
never mind.
man.
It's a reinforcement wave. But a big
Man.
stasis here.
Yeah, let's see how Radley comes back from this. I think this is it.
Yeah, this is. He's
We
gonna be
got
down
one
to 1
three
mining
supply.
base.
And
Yeah.
that's GG. But what
Wow.
what a fantastic game though.
Yeah.
I'm
Can't
really
believe we
glad I
saw a
watched
30-minute Wraith game.
Exactly, in TVP. Is this Radley or is this Lomo? Like is do you remember Lomo, the Korean Terran who would just make
I remember
raids
Leda.
every
I don't
single
remember
game?
Lomo.
Yeah, he was very similar to Leda. He would do the same, very similar things that Leda would do. Oh man, that was actually. I don't know if I like got smarter or I should be more scared about TVP in this game. Like, is this a new option? Like, Crane won this game. Would I have won this game? I don't know. Like, so really exciting. Now we see Bubbles as the next map, very similar to Fighting Spirit. So I see.
Yeah, I've actually never played
Radley.
this map. I think, but
It's
it looks,
almost exactly like Fighting
Yeah,
Spirit, but with
but with
two
two
bridges
bridges,
instead of
yeah.
one. Yeah. So Radley picking a very similar map to Fighting Spirit. Fighting Spirit is strong for turn. You get that third gas on the high ground pretty quickly, pretty safely, and you can do a 2-1 push. So I could see why Radley picked this, but he could just thwart us and go like 3-2 Valkyries next game. So we don't know. We'll see. Let's see what he pulls out next.
Let's find out. I literally have no idea what's gonna happen in this game now. Like I thought I understood this game until we saw Mass Wraith.
The more games I watch, the more little I know. And we have Crane, the blue Protoss on the bottom left. Our hero Protoss up 1-0 in this losers match. So winner of this series goes to the final match to play against our Protoss hero Gauss.
And Radley at the bottom right, his life on the line. The new Leda.
The new Leda. Yeah, Radley is a really. He needs to win these next 2 games to go to a decider match to get games against Gauss. So I kind of hope he wins. I'm not rooting for one or the other, but I want to see more games of Radley. That's really what it is. Like, he's shown some really solid play. I feel like he's played really well every game. And against Jedi, it was like 1 or 2 big mistakes. And then when he would not be engaging, he would play well. And against Crane, like, he just decided to go 3-2 raids. And you know what? You can't account for that. So,
Yeah.
but overall, his play has been honestly really impressive. Like, the way he just plays just a regular.
Yeah.
You know,
I
just
think
good
you're right.
cadence
Like
play.
his big weakness is his like late game fights. Like his big engagements, getting. The
What do we have here?
Getting the tanks. Oh boy.
We have maybe a possible BBS. We have another SCV
Yeah,
coming
we
out.
have
That's
2
got to
SCVs
be what
coming
this is. And we know that Radley picked this map as the loser, you know, in the first set.
Mhm.
So he is BBSing. And let's see how Crane responds to this.
Okay.
Because
So,
Crane, we've seen, doesn't scout until after core in
Yeah.
PvT.
so
So,
the thing is, like, BBS is so bad in this matchup. Like, I feel like if you play standard as Protoss, you can survive it. Like, you have a goon and you pull some probes. Like, Marines are just so weak.
they are so weak, but with 2 Marines, and if you get a bunker up, like, I don't know, man. Especially if you don't realize this is happening, even.
Yeah.
Because nobody scouts in the middle. You don't cross scout in PvT, and you don't
Yeah.
scout the middle. So, I don't know, man. I think I'm just speaking from personal experience. Like, I play standard PvT. I play kind of similar to how Crane does to a lot of extent, and I know BBS definitely wrecks me because I just don't scout. When I can avoid scouting PvT, I just don't scout, and I know you do the same. So this could completely catch Crane by surprise.
Yeah, there's a possibility here.
We see Crane, you know, doing standard scouting after core, and he's gonna see this SCV come in, but this is a completely regular,
Yeah, it's not
you know,
unusual.
timing.
And like, it looks at like a normal angle too. Oh my god, is this probe going in the middle?
Is he going to the middle? Is he
Oh,
gonna
are you
see this?
serious?
Oh, that's fantastic! And he's gonna see
Wow.
this
Oh,
BBS.
Did he
he's
see it? I
looked
didn't have
for
his vision
it.
up.
He definitely saw it. Yeah, I went to his vision and I saw it.
Okay.
He definitely saw it. He turned it around. Oh my god!
Amazing.
Yeah, no, really good job by Crane looking for this.
Yeah.
And he puts on the shield battery,
Shield
so he
battery,
might
smart.
just be safe against this.
So Radley is starting the bunker, but that's not in range of any buildings, so it's not total game over if it gets up. But Crane knows it. He's pulling these
Crane
probes.
sees the SCV
quite a few
pulling up,
probes.
pulling the boys. And this might be a quick 2-0 for Crane. If he doesn't get this bunker down, and you have 3 Marines coming in. He should have really gone after the SCV and not the bunker.
Yeah.
Because this bunker can still finish here, and if he still gets those Marines in, then he could bunker hop up to the, because he only has 1 gateway. He's got 1 probe mining minerals. This could still work.
So yeah, it's not over yet. The goon being out is pretty huge with the shield battery.
5 Marines is a lot of Marines, man.
Yeah.
And he can just go, and when these probes come out, he just goes back into the bunker. And he's got a second bunker coming
And
up.
there's no second goon started. Oh my god, Crane taps out.
Yeah, Crane saw it and still wasn't able to defend. He should have.
Wow.
I think he should have taken out that SCV.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have gone after the bunker.
Wow.
So Radley fighting. Yeah, that's BBS is strong, man.
All right, I stand corrected. And then we have our first game 3 today.
First game 3. Radley is saying, "No, man. You think you've seen everything? You thought you saw raids. Now you see Marines. You won't even see tanks." So Radley's showing some really creative play here. The Terran Gauss. So I have mixed feelings about this because as a Protoss, I feel I can't support this kind of behavior, can't condone it. But as a fan, I'm excited to see a game 3 on Sylphid, and Crane picked this. So
All right. So now I really have no idea what to expect for this game.
I wonder if Radley will consider doing this again because he knows that Crane scouted this and still wasn't able to defend correctly. So what's to say he's going to defend it correctly on Sylphid?
We'll find out. Although it's harder to build in the middle here, right? I guess you can build between the 2 other spawns. You're not.
You can definitely BBS here. There's the tree in the middle that is a buildable terrain.
Well, we'll find out what happens. We have here falling to the BBS last game, the Blue Protoss DM Crane.
Crane is really having a go at it this BSL, this group stages. First playing against Gauss and now playing against Radley's Rates and BBS. In the mid left, we have the Red Terran Radley. This is the decider game. It's the best of 3. A loser gets eliminated. A winner gets to play Gauss in a best of 3 to see who advances to the round of 8. So this is a very, very important game. It's probably the most important game of either of these guys in BSL so far. So I'm excited to see what they bring. They're going to have to bring out their best for sure. And maybe their best will be a BBS. Maybe. So
what do you feel
definitely get...
Sorry, I was going to ask what you feel about this map and this matchup. Like,
I like it again for similar reasons as Polyploid. The third, you have 2 entrances to the third. I think it's a fair map. It's very balanced. Sylphid is one of my favorite maps. I was really upset they took it out of the ladder this season.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be around for a long time. Like, it just feels really nice. And one of the things that I like is, like, you actually have choices for where to put your third base. Like, and, like, it matters what you do with it. Like, there's so many maps where, like a Fighting Spirit, like, you know where your third base is going to be when you spawn into the game. Like, there's not really a choice to it. But this game...
Yeah, no, there's a lot of, like, level of dynamicness to Sylphid. You can take your third anywhere. A lot of PBT on this is, like... the Protoss trying to take that main third, so you don't end up split mapping, you end up with more bases. A lot of strategy on this. Like Sylphid encourages a lot of creative play, and we see Crane instead of we've seen him scout after core in every PvT.
This time he's like, nope.
Scouting after gas, and I'm assuming he's going to the middle here.
Yeah.
So and that's exactly where he's headed. So to the tree and nothing there. So he's going to be relieved to see that play a macro game. But we have seen Radley, against Jedi pull out a 2 factory on Reap the Storm. I wonder if he's got something similar here. Let's find out. I mean, but he has 2 SCVs on gas. He just put a 3rd on. Doesn't have his first factory yet, so none of it means anything. But so I'm hoping to see some creative play from Radley.
Yeah, let's see. He's shown that he can do just about anything. Like, he could try just about any build. And
I know this is the loser bracket, but I think I'm most impressed with Radley's play here, as he's shown this really, really good mechanics. He hasn't won a lot of the games, but it's really, really good play.
I mean, every game was close at least. Like, it wasn't like a stomp.
Yeah, there was no game where he played where I felt like the guy he played against was just outplaying him. He made some big mistakes. I felt like Radley lost some of those games against Jedi more than anything, but Jedi played really, really solid, really, really meticulous PvT. Jedi didn't make any mistakes, and that's why he won those games. So, but I definitely think Radley's a very strong player here.
Alright, I think we are about to see a second factory here.
Yep, 2 factory coming up for Radley. Exciting. And then Crane is Okay, so we see a pylon going up and not a nexus here. So Crane is at the very earliest going for a 28 nexus,
Yeah. And this
which
speed is
doesn't
gonna
fare
scale.
that well against a 2-factory. Reason being, your additional gateways get up a little later, so you have the earlier gate production. You're a little better against FD, but you're definitely worse against a 2-factory with this build.
Yeah, the 28 nexus is better at like pressuring because you get the goons out to hit the bunker a lot. But that's
Yeah.
not really gonna help too much now.
Yeah, I'm actually a little worried for Crane here.
Yeah, and the first time Radley tried this, he had a probe in his base he didn't see, but that's not going to happen this time. And he's still put up the fake bunker, so there's a chance that Crane won't even realize it's a 2-fact.
This is almost one of the worst builds to do against a 2-factory, in my opinion. Your 2 gates. Yeah, no, I mean, when he did it against Jedi, 1, Jedi scouted it. 2, Jedi does, an odd, I would say, 2 gateways before Nexus, but it works out really well against 2-factory.
Okay, so Crane does do the smart move and checks behind
So
the
he's
bunker,
gonna
sees
know
no
something
command
odd
center.
is coming,
Yeah.
but he doesn't know that it's a 2-factory. This could be raids. This could be a dropship. This could be
It could be rapes. We can actually say that.
this could be medic marine. This could be anything. And Crane went for a 28 Nexus, so he's got just 1 gateway, and he's only just now going to be putting up his additional gateway. So, pardon me, I'm burping, but yeah, I'm a little
Artosis,
worried
like,
for him.
Every cast like talks through like 3 burps. Oh, but there's no repair in the bunker. I don't know if it really matters that much, but
Yeah, I don't know if he can afford the minerals to do it, doing a 2-fact. So we see that he's teching mines, so we know that another tank is coming, and then definitely Vulture is rallied. And what does Crane have? He's got 4 Dragoons, so that's good. And he's getting 2nd and 3rd gateways up. His gateway right now is idle. He needs to start a gate. He's
oh no, it's
pylon blocked.
That's gonna hurt.
But his Nexus will serve as a pylon, so it'll be okay. And Radley's not pushing. He's pulling some SCVs.
All right, keep Crane height well enough. 4 goons is like the bare minimum you need to be at all effective against this, but he's gonna need to rely
And he
on
throws down the
reinforcements.
shield battery, which is good, so that's gonna help him a lot. He throws the shield battery down in the natural. What you want to do here as Protoss is you want to go into your natural and you want to force the Terran to move into your ranged Dragoons, and you want to keep them outside of range. The shield battery is definitely going to help, and you want that concave. And then you have the option of pulling your probes, and you can afford to pull your probes because you have a 2nd Nexus and they don't. And so we definitely see Crane doing the proper things in response here. He's got an observatory coming. He's got an observer just about to finish, so I think he's actually in a good position. Let's see what Radley can make of this, though. Does he have siege? He does not have siege.
He does. It just...
Oh, he does. He does have siege. Never mind. And he's got this mineral line. So. And Crane can afford to lose a few
pulling
probes.
the boys.
You gotta pull the boys, but I don't know. I feel like Radley has. Yeah, he's gotten so many probes here. He's up 4 workers now.
All these mines saving the tanks, I think.
Oh my god.
Man, 1 injured goon left. Oh,
I
6
wonder
mine drag.
Sick mind drag. I wonder if Crane got a little impatient there and went too early.
Yeah.
Like because those tanks were a little far back. Like it would have taken a while to ever take that Nexus down. Like maybe he should have waited for a shuttle and a couple of zealots. He didn't have to push right away.
But I think it might be good enough. He's going to take out the last tank here. It's just going to be vultures rallied, but
That's true.
goons
That's true.
that pop out should keep him from releasing like every probe or something.
That's definitely true. He did lose a bunch of probes, but he's down 3, but he has 2 Nexuses. So actually, yeah, Crane does survive. And Radley's only now going to start his natural. He's still going to have some vultures on the map. He's researching speed.
Radley had like 6 idle SCVs. He must have misclicked somewhere. They're just sitting in his main mineral line. That hurts.
Got it.
But yeah, I think like being behind 4 probes is fine. Like when you have such a lead on the 2nd phase.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, and he has a little. So this definitely frazzled Crane a little bit. He has a little bit of a bad distribution right now. He has 8 probes mining minerals in the main, and he's got over a dozen in the natural. So that's a little off. Probably want that to be the opposite and closer. And so definitely some things frazzling this 2-factory, but otherwise Crane is in a solid position. He survived the 2-factory. He's caught up in probes. He's up in probes, and he should feel okay. I think this game goes on.
Yeah, I think like 2-fac like has to kill the natural to be worth it, right?
I think so, typically, but with the number of probes that he killed, I think Radley's still behind. but not as behind as, for example, against Jedi 1,
Yeah.
when he did it to a factor that failed, he fell so far behind. I don't think it's that case. I think it's a lot closer than that. I think Crane definitely has an advantage, but I think this definitely isn't a situation where, for example, against Jedi 1, Radley just lost complete map control, and that's not going to be the case here. Crane doing a really good job on his probe production. He's now up 8 probes. Meanwhile, Radley is, I don't know if he's been producing out of one command center, so that would explain it.
Just transferring to his neutral. Setting up the defenses. Crane's getting a Citadel. So gonna get some kind of like base arbiter.
Yeah, it looks like some 2-base arbiter. You see that he took his second gas before his third, so it definitely indicates 2-base arbiter. We see the Stargate and Temple Archive coming up at the same time. Definitely a good build for this map. So one thing a lot of Protoss do is they'll go 2-base arbiter. They'll take a really late third, but when they take their third, it'll be third and fourth at the same time.
Yeah.
And it'll get their arbiter and their stasis and recall out. They'll be out on the map and more strong, and then they'll just take, and they'll be fine eco-wise. Sort of like how Zerg sometimes, like, even if they, like what we saw Soma do against Snow, even like he went 2-hash Muta and then he took his third and fourth at the same time after establishing map control. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's a similar concept, and the Protoss can definitely get away with that against Terran. Meanwhile, he is setting up for his third, so he might not be doing the third and fourth at the same time thing that I was talking about, but he was just getting his arbiter check up before he took his third, which is perfectly fine.
I think it's fine. He's probably worried about stretching out too early and losing a bunch of probes to vultures, but he has enough of a lead because of the opening that you can afford to play safe.
Absolutely.
Cover all the bases.
You see he's already producing zealots, which is a little odd for this early in the game, but I wonder if he's thinking about potentially breaking. He has 2 zealots, he has a third coming up, he is producing a round of zealots actually. So
yeah, I always try to go to like 16 to 20 workers before I start making zealots.
yeah, same. Unless I'm trying to do like a shuttle break.
Yeah.
Like I go up to like a control group and a half of dragoons, and then I'll start producing zealots. But see, I mean, Crane could just be playing a different style, or maybe he's thinking about doing a break because he knows that Radley hasn't taken his third yet. So maybe when Radley does take his third, potentially, like he wants to be able to push it. Now we see that Radley has a dropship producing, so we're gonna see some drop action. Radley's always doing some, like the kind of play that requires a lot of mechanics and multitasking.
Yeah,
it's kind of impressive.
Yeah, he's a really strong focus on like harassment and like denying bases.
Yeah, you don't really get like a lot of like non-Korean Terrans. What they'll do is they'll just play their 2-1 push and play single player until 13 minutes and 45 seconds, or whatever the timing is. But Radley really
Like
likes to bring the game to you.
Like just do a push build really well every time.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of like it. It's definitely a much more exciting brand of turn to watch, and it's a lot more difficult to execute in my opinion. So I definitely like to see it. Meanwhile, Crane only really has 1 observer, but it's outside the Terran's natural, but he's not going to see these dropships. We have 2 dropships out and a vessel in production, so we're going to see a pretty strong drop. I wonder where he's going to go. I could see the main.
I guess I'm going to guess the main.
What a lot of Terrans do is they'll do this drop, right? And they'll be in the back of the main with 2 tanks and like whatever many vultures, and then they'll push your front and they'll challenge your multitasking. Radley seems like that kind of a Terran, so I wonder if that's what we're going to see. Oh man, and we have all these vultures out. Probably we're gonna explore at least some mines on a little adventure. SEAL Team 6. See if we can kill some probes. Probes aren't civilians, right?
No, they're robots.
No, they're robots. Exactly.
They don't have feelings.
Listen, Protoss didn't care about their probes. They didn't even invent a wrench. So,
Exactly.
so let's see if Bradley avoids the same mistake he made early in the game, where he sort of miscontrols his army. Oh, I think I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna go into this third positioning right here in the middle of the map.
Oh yeah, they're like fake.
He's gonna siege his tanks, then he's gonna drop tanks around the gateway line, and they're gonna be protected by the tanks over the wall.
Ooh.
Or maybe he's gonna do the same thing, but with this wall in the third. Yep.
Spicy.
I hate it when Terrans use their brains.
Yeah, like why do they have to have like good units?
Why can't you just do it to one push like every other Terran, and then I can stasis it, and then I'll expand and.
Yeah, like isn't that the deal we made? Like,
Yeah, I thought we made the deal exactly. Don't renege again. That's exactly what he's doing. He's sieging behind the wall,
God.
providing cover, and this is going to be a pain in the butt for the Protoss to really
yeah.
deal with.
this is a Terran that has been recalled too many times. He's like, look, I'm gonna show you how it feels, okay? Suddenly,
Exactly.
my whole army's gonna be in your base.
But
Oh god, no,
again,
these
no,
tanks are
it's-
misrallied.
Same mistake every
Oh.
time. He always loses tanks for no reason.
Yeah,
They weren't misrallied. I think he was.
or not rallied. They were like,
finding issue.
they're like in the group with the tanks.
So this is a disaster now because he's lost all those tanks outside. Now all
Yeah.
his tanks are inside with no way out.
There's stasis even.
It's stasis, and they're gonna die in 6 to 7 hours when the stasis wears off. Like yeah. Now he's down 50 supply. Crane, this like could have won him the game and ended up losing him the game because of just another mistake.
Yeah,
So just a pathfinding issue.
it really is these like big fights where
Yeah, like he's the one who like triggers the engagement, and then
Yeah.
he will end up making a mistake with the army control, and he shows meticulous play otherwise.
Yeah.
So Crane, yeah, I mean, I think Crane. I don't see how Radley gets back from this. He has 2 bases. He doesn't. He can take a third maybe, but it's just
oh yeah,
he
he
has
is
no
still on two
tanks.
bases, I didn't realize.
He has no tanks left. He just has 2 tanks total. He has 2 tanks in this whole game right now. 15
Yeah,
minutes in the game.
like only 2 factories and 2 bases. It's gonna take him forever to
Yeah,
rebuild.
yes. I mean, maybe he can make 5 starports and make upgraded rates. No, he doesn't have 2 tanks. I miss his army on the right.
Here we go.
He's got 7 tanks, which is not that much better, if I'm being honest. Meanwhile, Crane has an easy route to max out, take a 4th, 5th, 6th,
Yeah.
recall. Like Crane has full control of this game.
Alright, so he's pressuring the 3rd, but Zealots are right atop these tanks again.
Yeah,
Matrix,
yeah.
nothing else to defend.
And those that is 88% of Radley's tanks. So that's just gone for nothing.
Nice quick math there.
It was false math. Definitely not accurate either.
Oh,
But-
I was gonna check it. You didn't have to out
Yeah,
yourself.
and-
You could have just been
Just don't
correct.
show the tank count, and nobody can catch my lies, and don't give anybody the replay.
I'll delete the VOD. I'll destroy all the evidence.
Delete the
no one will
VOD.
ever know.
Delete your Twitch.
Yeah, I'll go live as a hermit somewhere. I'll keep it the secret to my grave.
Cut your tongue out. Meanwhile, he has 2 dropships containing another 73.2% of his army, and let's see what it gets done. I figure if I get away with 1 lie, I can get away with 2.
Just keep digging that hole. Just keep going.
I might have to murder you.
We have to track down everyone in chat too.
What was the motive? He's gonna validate his statistics, sir.
You see it every time. So trying to go this natural. We saw Jedi do this. Like about the one way you could lose the game.
He can, but these tanks weren't even
Yeah, they
sieged,
weren't even sieged.
and I think he has a bigger advantage than Jedi 1 even had in that game at this point.
Yeah.
So,
Big
and he's
stasis.
got stasis, so there's that. And unfortunately, Bradley didn't make 14 rates to take care of arbiters this game, so maybe that was the mistake in game. And wow, Bradley showing some really good play, but some mistakes. And Crane going on to the final game off the face his favorite nemesis, our hero, Gauss. To see who gets to the round of 8.
All right, and you know the player that I made player 1 won again. So.
Wow.
So far that stays up.
So what you're saying is that if you host games, I can become the ASL champion as long as you
Exactly.
make me
Yeah.
player 1.
I just call you player 1 in the cast.
Exactly. Who is this foreign player? He just comes in, he wins every game. He doesn't even know how to make probes. He has just 30 minutes in, he has 12 probes. He doesn't even know build orders. But he just beats Bisu. What? Oh, and my username will be player 1.
Exactly. I like trees 420 in the chat. Thank you for watching. Be very, very polite there. Alright, gotta set up the in-game stuff.
Oh yeah, so this is the final best of 3. It's
Yeah.
gonna be PvP. At least now Crane knows what Gauss is up to. So
Yeah.
I don't. But the problem
Oh
is,
yeah, this is
and
the
I-
rematch of the first series.
Exactly. But for example, I was preparing for Gauss, and I hunted down replays of this guy so I can beat him. I ended up having to play someone else, but I still didn't really have an answer for it, and I was preparing for it. So I just said I was gonna double gate every game. I played Crane a couple times. I think we're kind of similar in how we play our PvP. So I wonder if Crane has an answer, or if he's like me and is just gonna double gate in response.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, even if you try to snipe a player by countering the thing they do every game, if they do it every game, they're probably pretty good at it.
That is true, and we see Polypoid every single game. Gauss so far. Gauss, our red Protoss in the bottom left, has done double gate with a pylon shield battery, and he hasn't lost with it yet. Well, actually, he did. I'm not bad. He's lost against Jedi 1, but that was cross position. That was cross position, and Jedi 1 made 3 zealots. We know that Crane so far, we've seen him. He doesn't make 3 zealots, so he doesn't. So a lot of Protosses will make 2 zealots if they don't get the scout in. Crane isn't one of those Protosses that we've seen so far. So, and those 2 zealot Protosses, what they do is if they see the double gate, they'll just make the 3rd zealot. And if they see a single gate, they just have 2 zealots for no reason, honestly. So, let's see how this goes. Let's see if Gauss does a pylon scout.
Well, see, like, do you think he would do the same thing? Like, because Crane has already seen this strategy on this map.
I don't think Gauss cares, and we see the pylon and we see the scout. And don't listen. I don't think between when that game was played and this game was played, Crane has an answer for this. Like it's something that I knew Gauss does, and I trained with my own teammates on this, and I didn't have I couldn't figure out an answer in terms of like, because I don't have the micro. I don't know if Crane has the micro to deal with 7 zealots coming in with 2 shield batteries in your natural. So my answer would just to be double gate on this map. So let's see. And we see that Gauss is doing the same build, so I think he's very confident in it. He's definitely seen a lot of success in it.
Yeah, he's gonna scout last. Is that gonna mess up the timing? Like, it's better
I don't
for
think
the
so.
for the rush distance, but like, is it gonna let him get up the battery in time?
I think the battery will be fine, because in order to stop this battery, you have to go engage. You have to leave your ramp and engage, and I don't think Crane will want to do that. Does that make sense? Like you need to, yes, especially if you're doing a 1 gate expand, which we see 1 gate gas, which we see Crane doing. He really doesn't have a choice if 3 zealots are coming to give up his ramp, and that's sort of the secret of why this strategy is so good. Actually, why it's been so effective for Gauss and why he does it so often. You don't really have an option unless you're double gating to engage the battery. And you see Gauss seeing the probe going into the top right, so he doesn't need to scout that. He just goes right down to the bottom. Get smart decisions. Don't overthink it. You're not playing Bisu. So he sees a single gate, and I think we're going to expect to see this probe turn around and make a pylon.
I suspect you're right. So the zealot
Zealot is out. Zealot is out. Probe. Crane doesn't know what he's up against yet. Gauss pretending he's leaving and sneaking into the side.
Nice.
So sneaky Gauss. Same build. So let's see what Crane does in defense this time. He's still getting range. He still hasn't seen the 2 gate. He's getting last scout. So this is the worst possible luck for Gauss. Not only is he in the closest positions on Polypoid, he's getting the last scout. But he's pulling the boys. He's pulled 7 probes here, 6 probes. He's gonna need to put up a shield battery of his own. If you see a shield battery in your natural, you need a shield battery of your own, 100%. So.
He's still only on 1 gateway. Oh, he got range this time. I don't think that's gonna work. Like,
I think he needs to cancel range and throw up another gateway.
Like, Goon's already out range still, so
he just doesn't have the minerals to get a second gateway now.
Yeah.
He's pulling a lot. But he got the first zealot pretty well.
Yeah,
he's got a surround on the second zealot. And this 3rd zealot over here already has a lot of its stuff damaged. So he's doing a lot better job defending this time than last time, for sure. Maybe he's practiced against it in the meantime.
Yeah.
And this zealot is not going to get anything done in the mineral line. And he's got 2 Dragoons out. He doesn't have a 3rd one started. He needs to start that right away. He's got the supply. He's got the money. He can't. But this does take a toll on your multitasking. And the secret to defending this as well is you got to keep your zealot alive. That's
Yeah.
the most important thing. You can't lose your zealot.
It's like it's more DPS than a goon, and it takes
It's-
hits pretty well.
It's more DPS. It buffers and creates distance between the goon and the zealot. Like it's absolutely necessary to keep that alive. I don't think Gauss has killed any probes yet. Maybe one.
He's got
A few,
one
unless
over
I
here,
missed
Zealot
it.
here. Yeah, there's a Zealot killing probe right now. I got
Uneducated caster. But yeah, I mean, these zealots are going to be taken care of for sure. Crane, I think Crane's done a great job holding.
yeah.
However, we see Gauss's follow-up with the Forge. So, but I don't think he's going to get any cannons up
Yeah,
in the
it's
natural.
gonna have to be a defensive for defense. Yeah, it's gonna cannon and his main ramp. So this is similar to what we saw when he tried it on Jedi, but it went a bit better for Gauss. Gauss is up 3 probes, which is not a small amount.
Yeah, especially
So,
this early.
Yeah,
But you have to remember Gauss has no range. He doesn't even have a core. And he's building right now 2 cannons to protect his
yeah.
his
You can't say he
ramp.
won't need.
Yeah, that's 300 mineral. That's like 70% of a Nexus for nothing. So, like, we know that Crane does. We already know that Crane doesn't like to go DTs. Like, it's not really going to be useful for him. So this is sort of like one of those 1990s builds, like 1996, and it's working still. So I don't know. But we see a probe on the top left. I could 100% see a ninja expansion.
yeah.
We've seen that in the past from Gauss. It's right. It's just,
There's 3 zealots sneak by into the main of Crane. There's just one goon here to defend. This is gonna be pretty bad.
Gauss is really just reading the Protoss playbook, the scumbag Protoss playbook.
Yeah.
First build 2 gateways. Okay, shield batteries natural. Okay, that didn't work. Cannons that ramp. Zealot run by secret nexus. He's just doing the full playbook, but Crane impressively fending off those zealots. He only lost a few. He lost like 3 or 4 probes there, but it could have been worse. And those are the last of the secret zealots of Gauss. So.
So Gauss is getting a Robo and a Citadel. Do you think this is going
Of course.
to be Speed Zealots again, or do you think it'll be like a TT drop?
So we saw that he went Speed Zealots against Jedi 1, who defended great. But he didn't get a Robo that game. So given that he's making a Robo this game, I would think that it has to be DTs, which is obviously the next bullet point in the Protoss comeback playbook. I think he decided that the top left main was too obvious, so he's gonna make it in the top right. He's like, no.
Yeah.
We, too obvious. So.
Alright, so we do see speed being upgraded.
Oh, okay, so it is speed lots.
Yeah, speeds with observers, so not DTs, I guess.
That makes sense, actually. Of course. Why didn't I think of the solid fundamental move by Gauss?
And Crane doesn't. It looks like Crane's gonna take a natural, not get a Reaver tech, so he's gonna have a harder time defending this than a Jedi did.
Yeah, we saw Jedi skip the natural and get a Reaver first, and I think we saw Jedi recognized Gauss for what he was doing, whereas Crane is doing more of what I would have done.
Oh,
and
now we see a 10 more. Look, I don't know what Gauss is doing. Speed Zealots.
Speed and DT drop.
Yeah, DT
Why not
drop.
both?
Oh my god.
4K no less does. And so
It's been some wild games today.
I think Gauss has a realistic chance of winning this.
Yeah,
because
he's not out of it.
There's no Reaver tech up yet. Like the support bay is halfway done. Reavers take a while to build. He has 9 Dragoons. He has these gateways are idle right now. He's got a natural coming up. Like this is kind of ideal situation for Gauss. Like if you ask Gauss like what is the best thing you can hope for given how this opened, this is it.
Yeah, he's got 11 Zealots coming out. Speed's about to be done.
Speed's about to be done. He's gonna push, and then while he's doing that, he's gonna go drop some DTs. He's got a shuttle almost done. He's got 2 DTs, 3 DTs queued up.
God.
This is and if you don't like this, you don't like Protoss, man.
Look at this probe running for these Zealots.
If you don't think this is skill, well, let me tell you something. This is the oh, good timing. Oh my God, he's got a surround on these Dragoons.
Oh no.
And these Dragoons are all gonna die. I think he's got this. He's got to pull 12 probes here. This guy's got a dozen Zealots, 9 Zealots, 8 Zealots.
Wow.
Still healthy. And a Reaver just finished, but
Right,
10 seconds too late.
No, the boy's got a block.
Oh, okay. One Dragoon gone. I mean, one Zealot gone. Oh, 2 Zealots gone. Okay, Crane's holding. He's down 8 probes though, but he's up 1 Nexus. But there is a DT drop incoming.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
There's an observer, but I think the DTs could probably just kill everything anyway.
It is an observer, but yeah, it's... Oh my god, man. This is what I'm doing wrong.
Exactly. Why are you trying to like learn builds and stuff? Or like
Why am I trying to
get macro?
play and why am I trying to get to the 10-minute mark?
Just 2-gate into DT drop.
2-gauge shield battery. He's distracting him while he got this DT
Yeah.
drop coming in. The observer was sitting in the natural, which is good. He's not sending it to Gauss's base. Because he's got to expect that this is a possibility given the speed lots. You know there's a Citadel out, so when there's a Citadel, there's a Temple Archive. So...
And these gateways are still idle. Like he's getting a Reaver and he's getting probes, but nothing's coming out of these gateways. And that's
He has no
whatever.
minerals. He has no minerals.
Yeah. Oh god, we got 3 DTs in the main. It's
Oh
like
man.
he can't really afford to go to stop him because he has nothing in the natural.
Nothing. And he only has 1 observer, so you could send one of these DTs to the natural and
Yeah.
keep another one in the main.
Yeah, he's gonna keep one on the main nexus and try to sneak around.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. I think Gauss has this, dude. And this it hurts me to say this, but he's down 10 probes. He's down 20 supply. He's got DTs in his main. He's got nothing in the way of economy. He's look at the natural, dude. This game is over. Gauss did it. You thought I had only 1 trick? I have 9 tricks, and I do the same 9 in row. And these aren't race, baby. These are DTs.
Oh my god, the nexus lives, but I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter. You need probes to use the next. It's only 8 probes. 9 probes. 13 probes total, but like...
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Absolute brutality.
Yeah. Somewhere some kid is taking notes and he's gonna grow up to be an evil supervillain. This is how to play Protoss. And this is how he... but he does take that base on the top right out. So that's good. But he's doubled up in supply on Crane. He's doubled up in probes.
Oh shit, it doesn't really matter. With the top right, there's a Crane Zealot about to kill a Nexus in the top right.
Yep. There's a Crane Zealot taking care of that. But I don't think it matters at this point.
No. Being up
Crane is
12
like,
pros
okay,
pretty good.
what I need now, even though I've scouted his home base and I didn't see a Citadel, what I need now is a cannon in my mineral
Yeah.
line. And
Oh my
this
god,
is why...
Zealot suicide and got the main Nexus.
Oh my god. Is that really... Oh wow, I missed that. Wow. And that's...
You like ran past everything. It's just done.
Gauss is literally a terrorist Protoss. This is...
Why is he getting a gateway in the top right?
Bro, how else... I need to make units.
He has nowhere else to put them.
Are you stupid?
It's like the same rush distance from his range. It's not even
I
a
need to
proxy.
make units. That's why there's a gateway.
Oh wow.
Silly wharf gates.
There's an empty shuttle going in his base. Is this a mistake or is this just to like taunt him?
I think he's trying to get him to pull his dragoons in, and then he's gonna push from the front.
Oh yeah, he's doing it too, but it's
This is big
two
brains,
goons
man.
to
You don't understand.
none.
He's just gonna snipe down this Nexus, and Crane doesn't have enough minerals to make another Nexus.
Oh,
This
no.
is game. That's the end of this game. He has 140 minerals. He doesn't even have things. Yep, no GG. Nah, I honestly can't blame him. Oh man, Gauss with the 4,000 IQ Protoss, and listen, if you're a Terran that gets pissed about Protosses, most of us are good. Okay, there's always. I know that there's some of us that are bad, but Protoss lives matter. You know, this isn't okay. So now we have Eclipse. So Crane picked Eclipse. I don't know if I would have picked a 2-player map on this, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, Crane picked this against the Cheese Lord
Well,
himself.
Well, we see Gauss, you know, he only really cheeses on 4-player maps and not places where you can get scouted. Maybe Crane thinks, hey, I know where he is, so I can find out. I can just go find out what he's doing right away. So maybe he looks at it that way.
Exactly.
So I mean, so far today, Gauss is 3-0 on Crane. And in the top right, we have our Protoss hero Gauss in red.
And bottom left, Crane, fighting for his tournament life.
Fighting for the honor of gentleman Protoss everywhere.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Crane is building a DT in a cellar somewhere. This probe has already left his main.
Oh no.
So this is his 5th probe. Has rallied to Crane's base.
Do you think it's gonna be
Holy
like gateways in main, right? Like,
The thing about Eclipse is there's so many places you could put it. You could put it in the main. You could put it outside the natural, sort of in the right, tucked away outside of the scouting pattern. I think that's where he'll do it. I feel like a lot of Protosses check the main. And you could put it in the Protoss' 3rd. You could put it in the Protoss' 4th. So let's see where Gauss does. Looks like he's going for the main. Around the edge,
oh,
because
man. He's gonna hide like in the top. Oh yeah, no one's
he's
going
a
there.
sneaky boy. So, but I know that when I play Eclipse, I always check the main. I don't check all the positions, but I check the main before I scout.
Yeah.
And Crane is gonna see this right away. Crane has expected this. He went and
Oh,
he
he had
just
that
went
timing
and
figured out. Yeah.
he
He's
just saw
pulling
this
the
coming.
points
And,
already.
yep. Well, I think
That might be too many. That might be too much. Like
I don't know.
think.
Pylons are really strong because you can start a gateway and
Yeah.
start a second pylon.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to kill the gateway.
Yeah, I
Second-
agree.
It's easier
I
to start
agree.
a second pylon. Yeah, I think the number is 5. It might be 4 or 5 that you put on the gateway and it'll die before the zealot comes out.
That's yeah. So Crane with the perfect response here, but you know, with the response to that, is just make a second gateway. Silly. You're
think-
so
yeah.
silly.
I think you still kill this one. I think like it sucks that you have like 3 probes mining, but they have no zealots.
It's fine. Yeah, because they don't have gateways, so it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. And he does have a zealot starting, and that's so he can take out the first one, bring those probes back, and have the zealot finish the second
Yeah.
gateway before the zealot comes out. So. But listen, Gauss isn't done yet. There's
Just
more
keep making
gateways
gateways.
coming. He only lost like what is it, 38 minerals canceling. That's. So,
Oh wait.
why
and
would
he-
you?
Yeah, and he didn't cancel this one though.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he did the math here. Because this zealot will take this out for sure. And he can return these probes back to
Yeah.
mining.
Or
And-
he needs to commit it to killing this gateway. Yeah, at this point
Yeah,
you
I
can
know.
silly bring the probes back.
Yeah. I love that Crane just went and saw it as soon as he checked. Like
Yeah.
he's like, of course. I just wish I could see his face in real life.
Yeah, we need like the ASL like player cams to see them like freak out when they see something.
Another gateway.
Oh my god, stop!
Another gateway.
Like one zealot can kill a gateway before it finishes, right? Like,
I'm actually not sure because I've never played against
yeah,
this kind of.
I've never tried that.
I've never. Yeah. I've never played against Hitler.
Oh, I like Crane. So Crane put his second pylon here. I think that's to stop a mana pylon. And, like, I don't even
yeah.
know if Gauss was gonna do that, but that's smart.
One thing about Eclipse, if you look into Gauss's main, there's a really sweet manner pylon positioning on the top half of this mineral line.
Oh yeah,
If I was Crane, I would make it a point to get that down, because he's already, he's already doing all this nonsense. You know what the worst part about this is? They come out almost even here because they have similar probe counts.
Yeah,
Gauss,
I think if Crane sent his probes home faster, he would be ahead. But now they're like,
Gauss is actually ahead here because he's got his tech out. Like, it's absurd. This isn't right.
yeah, I think Crane just kept the probes pulled for too long.
Yeah, he definitely kept too many probes pulled. When he got his zealot out, he could have sent half of those probes home
Yeah.
to mine. So he actually ends up still behind despite this defending this.
He
over
is
defended.
3 probes ahead, and he's gonna have 3 zealots, so he shouldn't take too much damage from this push from Gauss.
Agreed, but listen, there's
Yeah.
already a pylon in the natural.
Oh my god, disgusting.
He's back to the bullet points, man. Next thing is a forge, and next thing is a DT. There's already a citadel coming up. There is your citadel.
Oh,
Silly.
God.
Oh my god, this is obscene. I've never seen Zealots more viciously kill a probe than those 3 just did.
Yeah.
And there's another probe already on the way 'cause in a shield battery. This is insane. This reminds me of that joke from The Office. Like if I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Gauss, and I only had 2 bullets, I would shoot Gauss twice. This is insane. He's pulling probes. He's actually falling behind here.
Oh no.
He's got his core out later. He's got no tech. He's got range started, but Gauss doesn't make range, so that's silly for you to make range. And he's gonna have a tough time defending this. He only has one Dragoon. Well, now he's about to have 3, but not before he loses some probes.
Oh my god, is Gauss gonna do it? Like, just go peak Protoss every game. And pull
It
off.
hasn't stopped him yet. He's about to get into the BSL round of 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Crane defense.
Yeah, Crane survives, but now he's the one down 3 probes. He's
down 3
significantly
probes.
behind in tech.
He's got no answer for these DTs that are coming up.
I like Gauss is getting a forge to be safe, but like he knows that Crane doesn't have any DT tech.
Yeah. And I feel like Gauss is just distracting him while he gets his DTs up.
Yeah.
Like these zealots are just meant to distract. He's over here like trying to hit the core. This one gremlin zealot coming and killing this young child probe.
Yeah.
So now Gauss is up 4 probes. He's got DTs in queue.
Yeah, I don't see
Crane
any,
hasn't even started
there's
a
no
robo. I
detection.
think that's game. I think
Yeah.
he's dead.
There's no forge or robo started. Like,
Yeah, so I guess one takeaway here is that you can over-defend to proxy gateways. I mean, you have to... I think Crane did a good job in the beginning, but he needed to pull them back.
yeah.
The only way he survives is he puts a force down right now, holds Dragoons in the ramp,
Yeah, on the
in the hold
ramp.
position, and builds a cannon in the mineral line. But he's not doing any of these things. No robo, no forge. I think that's just going to be game.
No, they got the forge, but it's kind of late.
It's very late, and he's going to be distracted now here with these Dragoons coming in. He doesn't have a pylon by the ramp or anything either, so it's going to be in the mineral line if it does get built. He's going to start a pylon in the natural, I think, here. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be in time. I think this is game. And Gauss is, I think, likely is going to come out 4-0 over Crane, and with a fun
Yeah.
fun type of Protoss play that every Terran loves. And there it is. He's going to attack, and I would expect no GG and just Crane leaving. And you know
Yeah.
what?
Nothing is moving. Maybe he's typing an angry message right now.
I would literally hide buildings at this point, and that's it. Gauss. So at this, Gauss and Jedi 1 off to your BSL round of 8, and that concludes this. So some fun games, but I have to feel for Crane here.
Yeah.
Crane showed some good games against Radley, but just ran into Gauss, a style that he just couldn't play against. And I can kind of relate. I'm really bad against the style as well, but really good job. Congratulations to Gauss. Listen, it takes a lot of skill to be in this group with Radley, Crane, and Jedi and come out.
Oh, yeah.
So excited to see them in the round of 8.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just too sad we don't get to see Radley do more Wraith builds.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I kind of wish I would be able to see Radley because just see more creative play, and I think he's a really strong player. I think he just made like one big mistake in every game, and that's that's enough, especially when it involves your army as Terran. Terran isn't afforded as many mistakes as Protoss and Zerg, I think. So, especially in TVP, but
Yeah.
we saw some really good games here. And we saw some really different styles. We saw Jedi 1 play the safe, conservative style. And we saw Crane play the same style, but I think Jedi is executing it better. He has better defensive instincts. Gauss with this really creative, aggressive, rage-inducing Protoss play. And Radley just doing a lot of creative turn play. I think that's some really good players we have.
Yeah, that was a good group. Like, I'm glad we got guys in this group. There's a lot of solid games, a lot of funny games, a lot of salty games.
A lot of salty games. Yeah, maybe we'll cast a Gauss in the round of 8. Who knows?
Sweet.
So we'll see. I do want to see more Gauss games. I want to see how other people deal with this kind of strategy, and I'll have my notepad out for when I end up facing Gauss and his gremlin friends on ladder. So,
Well, there we go. That's all we got for tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in at some point in the future. I don't have the schedule on me right now, but there's more. They're gonna cast like every BSL game.
Lots of people are volunteering for that, like Aggie streamed that today. If we can, I'd be down to cast some more of this. This was a good time.
Yeah, I think Rev from, I don't know if he's pronounced it Ver, but he casted some yesterday, and I watched those. Definitely cast, like, Chobo League is really fun to watch. I know it's Chobo League, but these players are really, really strong.
Yeah.
It's not the Chobo League of past. Like, you can see these guys are all very, very skilled. So it's going to be a lot of good games coming up.
Exactly. All right. So we're gonna get off for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you had a good time, go ahead and hit the follow button.
And until next time,
Exactly.
really, really had fun talking to you guys. Have a good night.
Hold on, let me get this right. There we go. All right.